All right, we're here. Welcome, everyone. I just got back from Black Panther, as you can tell. From my drip, I gotta say is crack. That movie was crazy good, so good. But there won't be any spoilers. I just got back, and we are hopping into the very next thing, which is the next latest and greatest chapter 1066 of One Piece this week. Let me just get the chat pulled up. There we go. Yeah, the movie was great, homie. The movie was great. Hi, Boog. Well, my wife came and watched it with me. We just got back home. Let me just shout out some of the people. What's up, Wart Galore? We got to connect on those Harry Mack streams. Nessus, what's up? Bawa. Gonna need a pants check. I got the pants. We here. Can we get much higher? Mr. Human, what's up? Austin, Kaizoku. Sorry for the late stream, guys. Again, sometimes okay, so just to let you guys know, I normally don't ever schedule anything on Thursdays, but Thursdays are a movie, like a premiere night, and then Black Panther is one of the movies that really got me. Chadwick, you know, if you guys don't know, I have a health situation that recently I got good news with, which I'll do like a more formal announcement. I was diagnosed with cancer a few years ago, and so the things that Chadwick went through, very inspirational. Even before I knew this was a connection, but yeah, this movie moved mountains, both of them, and so I just want to say I did get a lot of good news this week. A lot of stress off my shoulders. That's why I was able to put out a bunch of videos for you guys. So right off of the rip, we're making the most with life, you know. And I just want to thank you guys for being here, tuning in, even though I'm late to 1066. I think it came out like an hour ago. So I just wanna thank you guys for being here, spending your time with me, being excited with me for my reaction, but also my connection with you guys. And yeah, so we're just gonna, my desk is not cleaned. I just realized I should probably plug in my phone. My phone is on do not disturb. Luckily, no one of importance is gonna message me because my wife is here with me. And yeah, phone's plugged in. We're good. Let me just get the laptop primed. Chapter 1066. Here we go. All right, so we're not gonna even let me. This is how we're doing this, Oda. We're not gonna even let me open the chapter with all I'm trying to do right now is set up the stream. This chat is here. Oh. Let me ping Discord. Thank you, homie Seal. I got it. Don't worry. Let me get the Discord ping out. We just got here, so pardon this. We're about to start. And Oda's not even let me breathe, bro. Let me notify my viewers. Hello? I'm here trying to start up this stream. The title's The Will of O'Hara. We got the Will of D, we got the Will of P, and now we got the Will of O'Hara? Wait, what? Wait. On the surface, that's... Alright, hold on. Brain, one thing at a time. Okay. Live right now. 1066 reading Will of O'Hara. What the fuck? Oh, maybe I shouldn't put that in the notification. Will of. There you go. Everyone. Boom. Alright, it's pinged out. We good here. Mods, am I forgetting anything? True Toby? Of course you're a mod here, bro. The Kuma love is strong. Okay. The filter's there. The chat is on there. The chat is helping me transform this chapter to our chapter. Oda, you there? You listening? Let's calm it down. Let's simmer it down. I can't be on a level. I can't be on a 10 right off the rip. We can't just start the chapter name with the will of Ohara and like, okay, now getting back to my ADHD thing. What does this even mean for the chapter? We're in... Okay, the chapter ended with, like, the giant. The past is the future is the past. We got that. Now, Ohara. When's the last time we thought about Ohara? I mean, Lelucia being destroyed, everyone's like, oh, Ohara. I feel like the last time... Robin? Okay. All right. Robin chapter. Let's go. All right. So we get Kuma thing. Okay. Let me just explain to you guys. Tonight, we're clearly getting knocked up. Thank you for tuning into the knock up stream with your host, ParVision. We are getting knocked up by yours truly, Oda. The Will of Ohara is clearly knocking us up. What we typically do, I do my reaction. I read through the chapter. I generally take my time, or I just spew out the thoughts. Read the chapter. I give then after reading it, I talk to the chat. We do a reread. We do like some theory stuff that comes off, and then depending on the chat, well, we usually call Sai, but you know, see how this goes tonight. And yeah. So that's just explaining it to you guys. I'm ready to get knocked up. Germa 6-6. We finally get the flag. The nation. Cold-blooded voyage. Returning to Germa with company. Okay, so it is kind of like the idea of like we gotta somehow like wrap things up with the cover story. The cover story is kind of getting longer and longer, but I don't know how much more we can add, because like technically this we don't really need to like this could have been off screen, this panel right here. So now I'm curious, like what volume number, how many more of these things? I wonder what else Oda can add, because we already got like the Aokiji stuff here, but that was like whatever, it's fine. We're just gonna have to roll with the punches with the cover stories. Oda's note. I got a new gas barbecue grill recently. I'm learning to cook meat via convection. I can't wait till everyone gets to try it. Oda? Is Oda saying that he's living in the past, which is like the future? Is that what he's trying to say? Is he trying to say he's like, you know, Vegapunk right now? Is that what we're saying right now? What are you saying? Okay, who's saying that? I don't really know. A futuristic city like this existed in the distant past. This is just conjecture. Okay, so a shock to the whole crew. We got Vega, we got the things, we got the Jetson feelings. I say Jetson because that's what this reminds me of. It could easily be like Astro Boy or something, but I feel Jetson. I'm going to call it Jetson. What does this say? Does that say 2020? Yo, does that say 2020? That's kind of cool. Oh, I just realized the Vegapunk like egghead thing has 66 on it, so double 6. Is that like a Germa reference? Wait a second. The flag design? Nah, that's not what that's not what's happening there. Whatever. Punk Records. Got it. All right, let's see. I once knew a passionate archaeologist. I once knew who was willing to risk his life to shed light, shadows on a certain kingdom, ancient kingdom. Not only that, but at a certain site, machinery was excavated that dated back to the same era as the kingdom. a certain site. So we don't know what that site was. Are you saying that machinery was created during the Void Century? You tell me. You tell me. Okay. We're talking about the Void Century. It's crazy because I'm not gonna even say I put out a Void Century video today, because like I feel like it's like the wavelength, right? Like we just heard about it last week, that re-incentivized everyone. Dax, Hidden, me, we all did it. Yo, are we gonna make or break my video today? Let's see it. Let's see what's said. Raise your hand if you watched my 1 hour long Void Century video today. Let me know. I got definitely more brewing. You know something about this, Robin? No doubt it's a painful memory, but 22 years ago, your home of O'Hara was eradicated by a buster call. I think that happened because O'Hara uncovered the details of that kingdom's existence. Okay, so it's a conjecture. That's what he said. This is just conjecture. He's off the riff. Vegapunk is off the riff, just like telling Robin his childhood. That's crazy. I believe the history of the Void Century is the history of a conflict, one between an alliance of 20 nations and this forgotten advanced kingdom. The victorious 20 went on to form the world government. Victorious. And shape history as we know it. Yes. And to ensure that the ideas of the ancient kingdom wouldn't live on, they erased every trace of it from history, except the poneglyphs. What? That's crazy. Oh my god, wait, I just realized none of them know that. Only Rob. Wait, hold on, that kind of never dawned on me this way, where it's like, wait, Robin knew that, but she didn't tell the crew necessarily. Also, they never really asked. And like, Rayleigh in that situation was very clear, like, let's not talk about it, you know, let's just find out what we find out. But like, none of this is like new to us. Like, we kind of knew it, besides like the insertion of advance. Like, we kind of inferred that along the way. There was things here and there, theories here and there, but now it's confirmed, advanced, we got that. But then here it's like, what's that? That's crazy. Is this for real? Oh man, these faces. Wow, I feel like it's been a while since I seen like Usopp's face drawn like that. Whoa, an epic and romantic tale. Romantic. I mean, you know, everyone says that there's not, you know, like Oda tries to say there's not going to be romance, but I think there's going to be a romantic tale involved here. I mean, romantic means like, you know, not necessarily like romance, like thing of dreams and desires. Hang on, Vegapunk, you mean everyone who knows about this gets eliminated? Indeed. Then why did you tell us? I can't unhear it. Dang, this is it's so weird, because it's like all of us kind of know this. We've been gripping with this like don't die, like, you know, like I think it happened with Sabo. When Sabo was on the phone, everyone was just like, bro, why, you know that these lines can get tapped, why are you talking about it on open communications? You're going to die one way or the other. And like, you know, the things that happened transpired. You know, if Sabo was just like, hey, maybe I shouldn't say this on an open line, but like, it's like something that we have ingrained in us, but the Straw Hats don't. And that's interesting. Robin does. Come on, brain. Forget you didn't hear anything. Like I said, this is just conjecture. So tell me, Nico Robin, if I am right, and that discovery is why O'Hara was wiped out, then wouldn't the government's actions be tantamount to a confirmation? Dang, Robin is sweating. Where's her face earlier? She's like serious, but then she's just like, that bead of sweat is huge here. Where is it? Why are you asking about this? The scholars did devise a theory after all their extensive research, but wouldn't someone as high up in the government as you as you know about it already? Wait, what? Wouldn't someone as high up in the government as you know about it already? I'm afraid Okay, so this is a question that I proposed in my Vegapunk video. What does he really know here? And he says, I'm afraid government affiliation makes no difference. Okay, okay, I'm kept in the dark like everybody else. Even bringing this topic up to them would result in my immediate... Oh, okay. Look at Usopp's leg. Joy Boy legs? Is that what we're saying? Rubber hose animation? Rome Peace, baby. We feeling it. So even Vegapunk had the rule over him. And so in my Vegapunk video, I was saying that it might be that Vegapunk is just, he's smart, but he's focusing on the parts that they don't necessarily care about. They only care about this specific past thing, which would make this separation. But now it's even more confusing, because if Vegapunk is saying the past is the future, like meaning what they have achieved now was achieved in the past, then what I said in the video still stands true. I mean, it makes sense because they're already trying to kill him. Like, you know, it's interesting. This is definitely interesting. I gotta rewatch my own Vegapunk video. That was a year ago. Damn, I never thought that like a year after making that video we'd get Vegapunk. I always thought One Piece would just continue forever until we have grandchildren, and those kids would have grandchildren, and Oda would become a Vegapunk satellite with 6 versions. We don't know what One Piece we're reading. But here we are a year later and it's already happening. Then stop telling us. This is just torture. Let us out of here. All right. Usopp isn't wrong here. You know, normally is cowardice isn't, you know, can be nails on a chalkboard. But here it's like, I kind of agree. We should kind of stop. If that's true, how could you know they were researching that kingdom? All the books and materials on Ohara... Oh, shit. Wait, but like... The will of Ohara lives on. Like... Through Robin? What are we saying here, Vegapunk? What are we saying here, Vegapunk? The day shocked the world. In a single night, Ohara, the island renowned for its love of knowledge, was wiped out to save for one little girl. Okay, so we're talking about not Robin then. The scholars were labeled devils. Yes, yep. Dissidents who plotted to overthrow the government. Dang, Robin making that face is so adorable. Like, she's like sweating. I don't know. I get it. The context is not, you know, but like, how many times do you get a Robin face like that? A few months after the incidents, I paid a visit on my own to the scorched earth of Ohara. Wait, hold on. Is this a Punk Hazard ship? Yo, he gets his own custom ships. That's crazy. I was acquainted with Professor Clover, the foremost authority on archaeology. I figured I should least leave some flowers for him. You knew Professor Clover? He's not gonna... Professor Clover got shot and Buster called. Wait a moment. Wait a moment. Wait a moment. I didn't even read this. Are we saying... first of all, crazy hair. Lover? Love? Clover. He was a pirate? His obsession with the void essentially fueled his adventurous lifestyle, searching for relevant texts the world over. The Marines incarcerated him on at least 10 occasions. By the time he settled down, he was the world's most famous archaeologist? Okay, that makes sense, but like, the Marines imprisoned him 10 times? I mean, Olvia kind of had that same thing, but like, I didn't know Clover was built like that. Yo, Clover he's on that Nolan type shit. He's on that Kaido type shit. Yo, Richie, yeah, Kaido type beat. Clover. Oh, we gotta respect Clover. Whoa. Yo, next panel they're gonna be like, oh, Clover chose to be incarcerated. He was hungry. He just wanted food. Like, we're gonna get some nonsense like Clover. Like, I mean, what are they saying? Because they, like, he's saying the will lives on, and it's like it doesn't seem like the title of the chapter. Are we talking about Robin? But then he's talking about there's no way Clover's alive, right? Over time. So I had, this is scaring me because I had this theory. Homie Seal knows it. There's a few mods that know it, I think, or maybe it's just Homie Seal. And now I'm feeling like Homie, did you read the chapter? Homie, can you tell me did you read the chapter? Should I be scared? Like this is okay. Let's see. Do we have to? No, there's no way. Over time, countless scholars are drawn to him. They all flock to O'Hara. Is he like Joy Boy? It truly became the holy land of archaeology. He's Joy Boy, bro. Unfortunately, the aftermath of those talented minds coming together would prove tragic. Yes. When I stepped foot on O'Hara, even the tree of knowledge had been burned to cinders. What the fuck is this? What the fuck is that? What the actual fuck am I looking at? Like, pardon my language, but wait, huh? I was speechless when wait, so then this is when that's vague. What? But the lake at the center of the island had been filled with an unbelievable number of books. What in the world? I can only assume that it was the work of the scholars. They must have dedicated the final moments to ensuring that the future had access to the treasure trove of knowledge. Yes, they did a great thing. Homie, I'm getting scared. They're mentioning things. If any Marines did discover the books, they were apparently too ignorant to understand. Bro, just call them illiterate, bro. Just say it. Just say it. Like, those dumb motherfuckers couldn't read left from right. Too ignorant to understand their value and left them be. O'Hara had triumphed over them. When I realized that, I couldn't stop myself from crying. Yo, Vegapunk's a real one, but what are we looking at? Like, what is this? What is that? Do I need to make another race video? Like, what is this? Is that like Emu? Is this Emu right now? Low key? That's a little goofy. You know, like high key, that's a little goofy. Let's see. Please take care of Robin. Yeah, I mean, that's something I pointed out like the last chapter, the 6 faces of Vegapunk, but we didn't actually see Shaka's face, right? So is this the back of the face reveal? Like, is it the back of the head? Please take care of Robin. Make sure she's a flashback. I still have a duty to see, to hear. Mommy, I don't want to leave you. Let me stay too. Save the books. Get the reference materials out of the library. Robin, history is our greatest treasure. It must be preserved. We can't just give up on your future. Hey, I used this panel on the video today. Mommy, be proud, Robin. Your mama's an honorable woman. O'Hara stood up to the world. Oh, our boy Saul, Jaguar D Saul, the GOAT, fucking made one of the most wholesome scenes with Robin with the laugh, bro. How's it go? Dereshi, she. Like when she forced herself to laugh. That was a favorite. Saul. Yo, Saul was a real one, bro. Yo, no, not Robin crying. Oda, stop manipulating me through Robin's face, bro. Oh no, drip drop. Oh no, I just came from Black Panther 2 and I was crying there. It's an emotional night. You helmet wearing bastard. How dare you make Robin cry? Yeah, what about me, huh, Frankie? What about me? That's it, Vegapunk. You better release these shoes. Vegapunk. Wait, who said that? Who is that? Who's saying that? It's Robin. It's just as you said, they came to the same conclusions about the kingdom before the incident. I see. So it's all true. Where are the books from the lake now? I really wanted to take them back to Punk Hazard, but I knew if the top brass ever caught wind, it would all be over. So instead, I gave them to Dragon. Right? Right? Your book buddies? Pen pals? Is that why you said if the top brass ever caught wind? Right? Are we alluding to the Wind Master himself? Dragon? They were taken by the people I saw that day. Oh. O'Hara West Blue, 22 years ago. A few months after the Buster Call incident. Someone else is visiting the debris? Giants? Wait, what? Who's this motherfucker? Alright, let's pull them up. Who are they? What should I do? Do they have any idea how important those books are? Wait, is this... Okay, so this is... That's Vegapunk's face? What's with that mustache, bro? What are we talking about? Damn, if this is Vegapunk's face, Kev Dog. There's no eye patch. Interesting. I'm not like seeing a super hard... Like... Wait a second, this mustache doesn't even match from the silhouette before that we got on Punk Hazard. Wait, why are there giants here? Why did they come? Saul? Did they smell that their brother was frozen and roasted? Interesting. It's been a while, Vegapunk. As usual, that head of yours makes you stand out. Wait, is that actual... that could actually be Dragon. Wait, is that you? Oh, it is Dragon! Wait, it is! Oh my god, wait, that's crazy. I was kind of like memeing a little bit. When I saw this, I was just like, yo, they're book buddies, pen pals. I literally took the smallest top brass ever caught wind. I thought Dragon. That's crazy talk right now. It's actually just Dragon. So this... Oh, he doesn't have the thing! Oh my god. Wait, his tattoo... Oh, wait, we're seeing truck. Okay, Dragon, what are you doing here? That's my line. Your head definitely looks like it's gotten a good bit bigger. I knew Old Man Clover. What the fuck am I looking at, bro? You too? I know he was once a bit of a hooligan. Oh wait, they gave us the age. The head of the Freedom Fighters, 33 years old. 43, head of Punk Hazard Laboratory. Huh. I know he was once a bit of a hooligan roaming the seas, but all the nonsense about him trying to destroy the world, it's blatant propaganda. Who was saying that? Dragon, I'm assuming? Oh god, I just threw my computer. Are you worried about the giants? They're not scavengers. I had a word with them just now. It seems they're from Elbaf. They're fully aware of the value of those books. Their captain was a strange giant wrapped from head to toe in bandages. No! Homie Seal, tell me it ain't so. I should have made... I can ask... I'm pretty sure I told Threevil the idea too. Oh shit. Okay, Mosh. He said O'Hara sacrificed itself for those treasures and he couldn't let them be erased from history after seeing... No way. He's saying the strange giant, that's Saul. Saul lived. Wait, but if he lived, why not everybody else? I guess because he's just a giant, he's just built different. Is that what's being said here? Their captain was a strange giant wrapped from head to toe in bandages. Wait, since when was Saul a captain? No, maybe it's not Saul. Wait, what? Wait, but then how would he know the full value of the books? It would... He said O'Hara sacrificed itself for those. It has to be Saul. Couldn't let them be erased from history. After seeing a government lackey like you lurking about, I'm glad they're here to scoop them up and keep them safe. Hey, you know I'd never. You passed on joining the freedom fighters a while ago, but it still made me sick to hear about you becoming one of their lapdogs. Don't be stupid. Your ragtag operation was always too poor. What good are my skills and intellect if I can't actually build anything? Okay, that makes sense. That's legitimate. That makes a lot of sense. Okay. I know you're as blunt as ever. The world government is an insanely huge organization, and there are plenty of decent people on the inside that can be reasoned with, especially in the Navy. Don't lose sight of the end goal, Dragon. Okay, but this is meaning that they have pre connections. Maybe I make that Mads video. This is pre Mads? No, this is post Mads, because he's already the lapdog. So it could very well be Dragon is from Mads. I like that idea. I talked about that. I forget with Roger's base maybe. Okay, I get it, but I can't just sit back after this. It's too damn much. Those harmless scholars were brutally snuffed out just for questioning their authority. It's a farce. I'm going to raise an army that can fight them head on. I thought you hated war. Just watch, Vegapunk. I'll change the world. Yo, why is Vegapunk's tongue like this, though? High key, when I was a kid, I had that same issue. The orthodontist had like a tongue jail. I called it a tongue jail. They said my tongue was too big. So, like, I needed to stay inside, so I had, like, a tongue guard. I think Vegapunk needs one, too. It would cause, like, overbite and underbite, you know, that structural problems. But, yeah. The will of O'Hara won't die with Clover. Bro. Is this not just rocks? Like, yo, like, he's literally related. Come on. We're not going this far in the story, Oda. And within a year, Emporio Ivankov and Bartholomew Kuma founded the Revolutionary Army, which continues to shake the world to this day. Wow, Luffy's dad sounds intense. Oh, Nami, wouldn't you like to know about your future-in-law? Did you say Elbaf? Professor Clover's fate-motivated dragon? My head's gonna blow. Why did Kuma help us? And why did Hugh modify him so much, Vegapunk? Eva, that was the bastard. That bastard was one of the founding members of the Revolutionaries. Oh, wow, how the worlds collided here. Dragon, Kuma, Ivankov, how the time skip, it's so related. Ugh. The books from O'Hara certainly couldn't be left to be found by the government. The books from O'Hara certainly couldn't be left to be founded by the government. Hold on, give me 1 second. My curiosity compelled me to make... How long is this chapter? I feel like I need a brain break. Am I the only one? Like, no. They just said my brain is exploding. No, actually, give me a second. I need to hydrate. This is a lot. I don't know if I was ready for all this. I'm gonna be honest right now. Okay. Sorry for the brief commercial break. Brought to you by just kidding. Your shirt's fire. Yeah, it's for Black Panther. All right. Can I survive the chapter? I'm getting knocked up too goddamn hard right now. Because I feel like there's like I already theorized 3 things while reading the chapter, and then the chapter answered it, like the dragon thing. And now we're waiting, like, because they have to be talking about Saul. They said that he was bandaged up and he was a captain of these giants and he brought them back. That means Saul is also alive. Can't we answer these questions? My brain hurts. All right, we're back. The books from O'Hara certainly couldn't be left to be found by the government, but my curiosity compelled me to make a discreet trip to Elbath, where the books were... Oh, he's literally right there. Wait, he's literally right... I mean, you can't... Oda, I'm not saying you're the best artist, but you made it pretty apparent. The silhouette does not help. It, like, look at the hat. That's literally the hat. They allowed me to read... Books were taken, and they allowed me to read each and every one of them. In other words, I took everything O'Hara uncovered about the world's secrets and memorized it. It doesn't help that Vegapunk looks so goofy. Okay, there's Saul. It's all in my head, and I've continued their research. Vegapunk is him. He is Himothy. This is crazy. Vegapunk is so cool. I love it. Vegapunk is so cool. He just said, like, all their research downloaded. How many nights? 1 night. Like, we don't even... That's how smart Vegapunk is. Oda doesn't even give us a time frame of how long. We just accept that he just downloaded all of it into his brain. Doesn't even take... He's that kid who goes to class, goes to Diffie Q, and doesn't take notes. I didn't take notes. That giant captain, he's called Saul, isn't he? Robin's face again. She's crying. He's in hiding now, so I can't confirm anything. I can't believe it. Saul, Jaguar D. Saul the goat, is actually alive. Bro, I had a whole salute for him early in the chapter. What the fuck? God damn it. The will of O'Hara is actually just the will of P, but cooler. Oh, no! Not Robin's face like that! She's just accepting it and crying. I can't. No, guys. Alright. Cut the stream. Cut the cameras. We're not crying on stream, guys. We're not crying on stream. Oh, let me just get this out, guys. Let me just... Oh, no. Not... Look at this face, guys. That is so heartbreaking. That's like all of her trauma, like, flipped upside down into happiness. She's just like, you're telling me Saul's alive? I'm so sad and so happy and so glad and cry. God. Oda really did a good job of guiding this chapter emotionally through Robin. Wow. Like, you don't even need to recap this video. You just need to, like, look at Robin's face. Or you don't need to recap the chapter. You just look at Robin's face and you're just like, yep, same. Wow. Bro, that's killer. Especially after Black Panther, that was killer. Oh, I think I'm dried up of tears too. Jesus. Yo, Bri, thank you for the 3 months, bro. Thank you. Whoo, thank you, Dr. Vegapunk. Thank you for not letting O'Hara's sacrifice be in vain. I try to help progress every field of thought possible. It's my nature as a scholar. I would die for her for real. Benjamin, I agree. Thank you for coming in the chat. Yo, Vegapunk is goated. Robin goated. Saul goated. Shaka goated. I don't know who the fuck this is. Yeah. Obviously Vegapunk. Obviously with the craziest widow peak. But like, what are we doing? What are we doing here? Like, what is that? I don't even know. No words. Like, I know people are like, why isn't he talking about, like, the elephant in the room? Because he's literally like an elephant. Like, you know, when you say that, it's like a saying, but like, no, he's actually just like, what? The shoes are moving on their own. I can't release you just yet. Follow me. There's something I want to show you. Chopper, there's no way to get in. It must be the type that moves on its own. Move. Move, Robo. Does it need a special command? Oh, God. The comedy. This chapter has it all. Maybe we just got to say its name. Spider-Man, go. Like, what are all the memes? Move, Robinosuke. Move, Robo King. Who said that one? That one's spicy. Who said Robo King? You guys are such kids. Ain't no way it's moving. The robot's gonna blow. Save me, Quasar. No good. Another debacle. Somebody please save me, Quasar. Perhaps space-time bent mid-warp? What the? There's a guy like Kinemon here. I've got you. It's him. Much obliged. You're Dragon's boy, right? Oh, this is him. Wait, what happened to his head? I knew you'd come. Good job on making it. Oh my Bonnie, dear me, you sure have gotten big. It's splendid to see you full of vigor. I'm full of what? Full of what now? Wow, old man, are you floating? Wait, whoa, he is floating. Vegapunk. You can float too, you know. Those Dom shoes you're wearing have a nifty hover function. Maybe like an instruction manual, you know. I mean, like, not, you know, some people say I'm a business guy, you know, entrepreneur. I'd say instruction manual. See here, press the button on the side, grab the lever. That's way too difficult, bro. Give it a big old push like this. That's the way. Yo, they should have had like the, was it the Dorothy thing with the tapping the heels? That'd have been kind of cool. Gadzooks, we've flown too far. Oh. Oh, it's Einstein. Yo, I said this last chat. I said, why isn't there an Einstein? And people actually gave me shit for being like, oh, Einstein this, Einstein that. My mods know. The people are giving me shit. Like, you know, Einstein. But he's literally... All right, this makes so much sense. And I love it. Okay, we need to understand this. Did he chop off his head because it got too big and he replaced it with an apple? Because the whole, like, the... Wait, but the apple doesn't fall far from the tree is a Newton thing, right? That's a Newton. Or is that was that Einstein or was that Newton? The humble genius appears. Save us, Quasar. Why are we giving him the quirk Quasar? Yo. Like, just have him say EMC equals MC squared. Eureka. Oh, he probably can't say E equals MC squared in the One Piece verse because maybe that's not the formula. The man with the biggest brain in the world, leader of the Navy's SSG Special Science Group. Wow. Well, that's like confirmed now. Okay. Okay. The apple thing. Wait, what is he? Is that his foot? That is his foot. So it's Einstein. That's crazy. I'm actually surprised they didn't go with the Stephen Hawking type of route. That's crazy. Check the color, a beautiful coloring of the Robin page. Oh no, Time Lord, why'd you do this to me? No, we can't leave it there, bro. I'm just gonna be crying on stream if I leave it like this. All right, we're just gonna have everyone in their feels, guys. We're just gonna have everyone in their feels. Let's put it right there so everyone gets the peak. Van VTuber, thank you for the 4 months. He's messing with space time. No wonder CP0 pulling up. Yo, facts. Have fun crying, Parvis. Parvis, wow. Thanks, Bri. Well, wow. Okay, hold on. First of all, I need to get this understanding. Yo, the Giga Chat thing, yo. Okay, I need to search, I messaged Threeville a long time ago. I was on Discord with him and he was streaming, and I told him a theory that I told him was crazy. Okay, I didn't tell him the full thing. Okay, so this doesn't make sense to say. Damn, but I know with Mosh has a video about it. Hold on. Mosh DMC. Give me a second, guys. YouTube. I know he has a video about this. Oh wow, there's 400 people here. Jesus, not me crying on stream, guys. Not me crying on stream. That's crazy. Thank you guys for tuning in. Wow, this chapter hurt me. Like, my brain is actually in shambles. I need Law right now to piece me together. Is this it? Aokiji creates a storm? Let's see. I can't hear it. You guys could probably hear this. Hold on. Before I know Mosh talked about this. Okay, so to give you guys context.
All the Marines that went there, he was the only one that was actually able to traversing the islands, shaking down.
So, me and Mosh, if you guys don't know, he's a TikTok creator who is the reason why I make YouTube videos now. He told me that I should be making YouTube videos when I first started, and flash forward, here I am. He introduced me to the community, all that stuff, and so at the start of this year, we would just go crazy. I have a whole series with him about rocks, the Yonkos, all that stuff, and we talked about this theory around O'Hara, the people surviving. We talked about it on a live stream. I don't remember, but I know he made a video, and this is the video. Aokiji creates a storm. I just want to... Is there a transcript? Okay, transcript. Please tell me he said this in here. I just need to know that I'm not crazy. I just need to know that I'm not crazy. This is crazy that this happened. I'm just going to ask Mosh. Damn.
Poneglyphs. He went to O'Hara. He should know. He should know about the poneglyphs and their existence. He's now working for a pirate. Before he had no need for the poneglyphs, but now his interest is piqued.
This is so epic. The music in the background.
He tried to
I hope I don't get
himself
copyrighted.
And fail. He did not. He was there. He has blood in his hands, whether you like to admit it or not, ladies and gentlemen. Jaguar.
Oh wait, did he say Jaguar?
Witnessed it firsthand. He delivered the punishment firsthand. He was there. He has blood in his hands, whether you like to admit it or not. Now, handpicked to be the next fleet admiral by Saul.
Alright, well, I'll ask Mosh directly. But let's talk about the chapter, guys. Let's talk about the chapter. Let me see what you guys have to... Mosh is a Giga Chad from what I heard. Yeah, Mosh is straight Giga Chad. Yo, what the heck? Just read the chapter. I'm literally shocked. I am broken. This was the... I did not... Jaguar the man marked by flames, bro? Oh, that... So, okay, when I was reading, I was trying to think of, like, when's the last time O'Hara came back. And that was another one. When the man marked by flames, we wrote it down on the thing. People thought Saul. Okay. Wait, but, like, him being bandaged, I would imagine that's from Fraud. Oh, but he got Buster. Okay. Okay, man marked by flames. Iceburn, Buster Call. He is definitely a man marked by flames. No break week. Yep, no break week. Oda's the man who just keeps on giving, bro. No Nut November. Well, we get knocked up every week. I can't abide by the rules of society. The nut is coming, bro. Or the coming is nuts. One way or the other. The way Robin reacted would make sense to the man marked by flames. Maxo Tunes, I have a theory about Aokiji. So, okay. I'll tell you guys here, since we got people here. This is why I sent a Threevil. Okay, you guys are like, why did you make this a theory? If you watch my Void Sentry video, I actually left out Aokiji because I wanted to put him into a specific video thinking about it, but I don't want to include it into the Void Sentry video because it was weird. Okay, here's the idea. Okay, yo Mosh. Okay, wait. Are you here? Okay, wait. Let me get Mosh in the call. Turn on camera. Okay. Let's see. Yo, Mosh, what's up, bro?
How you doing, brother?
Okay. I know.
First off,
I know what we're talking about. What's up, Dax? What's up?
First off, I'm just gonna say it. That has to be one of our biggest W's like ever. That's all I'm gonna say, bro.
I can't believe it.
Like, and this is from like, I don't even know how many months ago, bro.
This is from December. It has to be from December. I remember because it was like when I was gone for my legal wedding stuff. I feel like you called me at like 1 a.m. and we just went crazy.
Yeah.
Something like that.
And to top it off, right? So in my Marked by Flames video, right? It's like the part where it's like, it's the part after Aokiji. It's the section with the professor. And I was essentially saying that the person marked by flames has to be from Ohara. And this is why I also think that with Kid and Killer saying they have no leads to figure out like who that person is, I think it only makes logical sense that they're actually headed to Elbaf.
Okay, so you think that this is a direct route to Elbaf since all the books are probably stored there?
Yeah, for sure. And the thing is, I think the Ancient Kingdom is going to end up being like the Ancient Giants too, which is going to like bring it all back together, especially with if Pluton is what I think it is, right, and it being like a giant ship, and then also him, and it's also going to lead into Joy Boy as well, but that's like that's for a completely different video. But essentially, I think since there's so many ties of the Ancient Giants being like a big thing, and that's the only people we have not seen yet, yeah. I feel like it just makes the most sense that's going to tie back into like possibly Kid going to Elbaf, and then that's how he's going to actually end up like catching up to Luffy per se. I think that's where the last poneglyph is at this point.
That makes sense. So wait, so let's back it up though. So for the viewers, the conversation we're talking about, do you remember what started this? I feel like I remember. I was joking while you were live streaming on TikTok, and it was like an Olvia theory. It was like Olvia and King. Olvia was like Lunarian, and we just went like batshit crazy off of that. And then we went back and we were like, wait, hold on. Do we both agree that like there's a possibility that Ohara, like the people survived? And then we started thinking about that. And so the conversation that we were having, and tell me, you made a...
I think it goes back a little bit further, because we were talking about Aokiji because of... Damn, who were we we're talking about Aokiji for a different reason. And then like it sort of like mixed and mingled into like us also talking about Nico Olivia. Mm-hmm. And then remember I said I was going to make my separate Aokiji video. And then it was like around the same time. So it was around that time. And then we sort of like, then I called you back that day, and then we sort of like brainstorming.
Right. So just to fill the people in, one of the ideas that I had that I really like, and I think I'm now motivated to make the thing even more because of this, was the idea that Aokiji's powers. So, like I sent this to Threevil, in DMs, and so I have that at least as proof that this happened, because I don't have a video that I posted about this, but you do. So that's why I was like, wait, Mosh has a video, let me go there. But the overall point being is that I was saying that Aokiji's powers, we all think that it's ice and it's a superior fruit to Monet, right? But the thing is, there's some like inconsistencies in that superiority.
Wait.
And
Go ahead. I remember.
Yeah,
I
you remember.
now.
You remember now. Okay.
Yeah.
So and Dax is here. You told me a little bit about your Void Sentry thing, yesterday with the or you told me in DMs with the Noro beam. So the thing is, if you guys remember when we were introduced to the Noro beam, it was in Long Ring Longland. Lo and behold, that was also when we were introduced to Aokiji. And I was laughing because it starts off with the Noro beam. And what is Noro beam's power? It's the power to slow down things from this random particle. And I had this crazy, wacky idea that Aokiji's power is actually the superior form of the Noro beam. So, what does that mean? It means that instead of slowing things down, it pauses them and causes things to the molecules to stop. You would essentially get the same thing that Aokiji's doing. Why do I say it's the ability to stop molecules? It's because there was a scene, and I remember the video. It was the Devil Fruits Boats Float video. If you guys go back to that video, at the very end of it, I talk about Aokiji. That's actually where I wanted to bring this up. I talk about there's some interesting things about Aokiji's power. And one of them was when he froze the ocean. When he froze the ocean, he knew exactly how much time it would take for the ocean to thaw. Now, if you had the power to freeze something, let's say you're like Aokiji, or not Aokiji, Akainu, and you're like melting thing. It's like, you know the destruction, but you're not necessarily saying like, you're not necessarily saying this is exactly what will happen. Aokiji said it'll take like 2 weeks for this to thaw. It almost felt like he timed. He like set a timer on the molecules. And why is that? Like, again, I'm rattled by this chapter. I'm rattled. Me and Mosh just came back from Black Panther. We just met up, watched it. We came back here. We're hopping here. So I'm trying to get his cam on the screen, by the way, for you guys. But yeah,
it's crazy because that's literally in the video. But let me just hop on like a little bit.
Go that. Well,
so basically, so it was also us talking about the awakenings of admirals, and I was like, Kizu was going to be like basically become a star, and essentially Aokiji having like Ice Age, Ice Time, Ice Capsule, but then him also putting his hand in the water saying that this will be this is going to be frozen for like a week, so you better get to wherever you need to go to. But also when we look at Brook's power and how Brook's power is tied to ice, right? But essentially you would think that Brook, yeah, even though Brook is like he's dead and he's basically all bones, so it makes him a little bit faster. When you think about it, it's almost like he pauses time altogether, right? It's like, even no matter like who he's going up against, he was with Big Mom. It literally, like, he was in front of Big Mom, then he flashed behind Big Mom, and that's when he did
the humming step.
The humming step. Yeah. So essentially, like, it's almost like a nudge to saying that it has something to do with time, since literally all Akiji's like moves are tied to time. Brook is almost like pausing time or accelerating his like body. Not his body, but like essentially accelerating himself. Skips time. So like, to me, I'm like, it all adds up, and this is actually what we talked about too with possibly but Brook also with Brook being tied to Aokiji as well. Because we actually talked about it as well. We were talking about like how like ice and time have been almost like synonyms to each other and throughout the One Piece.
Damn, this is oh my god. Okay, so
I'm watching you try to fix this and like trying to talk at the same time.
No,
laughing. I'm like,
I got it figured out. It's energy transfer, not time. Yeah, that's probably it's something like that, right? Like where it's so. And that was another thing that I talk about in my Void Sentry video that got dropped today. That Oda's creating this like thing with ice and cold and memories. And so now, if you go back to the Void Sentry and you like think about it like ice and frozen, this is why I didn't include Aokiji. I'm so glad. Or Kuzan, sorry, disrespectful, he's not Admiral anymore. Kuzan being the way he is now, brought him in the story with Blackbeard and this, and now we get the reveal that Saul didn't actually die. And he like, wait, didn't we see, hold on, let me see this real quick. Didn't we see like Saul's legs snap or something?
See, that was like anime only, I think, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, this is Oh my god. Yeah. Oh yeah. And so Maxo Tunes. There we go. That was the other part where, if you look at Aokiji's or Kuzan's moveset, Ice Time Capsule, Ice Age, it relates to time weirdly. So I'm like, yo, how crazy would it be if his Logia power, or it's maybe I don't even know. Like it's also weird Logia because it's like a solid thing, but like, oh man, if its ability to like stop energy transfer like someone was saying, or like pause molecules, like the Noro beam is a particle that slows down things. If Aokiji's is things to stop things and it's a superior fruit of that instead of Monet's, then it's really interesting, right? Because another thing was like Monet, as the snow fruit user, she had a disadvantage against fire, which was shown because Nami used Heat Ball. And despite being a Logia and despite Nami not having Haki, Monet still screamed when she got hit by Nami's Heat Ball. This was in Punk Hazard. I mean, it has to be Punk Hazard. But Aokiji has fought fire, fought lava, and is not shown that. So that was another thing that I'm going to include in that video that I'm definitely going to make now. And I'm just like, okay, I feel like, and so where me and Mosh went with this was like, is there a possibility that these people lived? We went in a crazier way. We said that like the poneglyphs, right? Like Roger on the poneglyphs was saying there's voices in the poneglyphs, and like the poneglyphs are essentially the Kozuki or whatever people's way of passing on and protecting the knowledge. And though the books in the water seem to be fine, whatever it is, we were essentially saying maybe the Oharans, since they knew of the poneglyphs the way they were, they recreated what the poneglyphs were with the books, and they essentially inserted them into the books. We went in a crazier route, which is like, you know, that's what happens when you go off the riff with theories, but like, yo, this isn't that far off with it. Like, Saul survived, all these people essentially won over the world government. Man, this is crazy to think about, that what just happened.
You can also think of it like this. So when we were making the theory, it was more or less like how the book's going to survive. And then I talked about Odin's journal. When things are on fire, they throw it in water for it to like be preserved. And essentially that's exactly what happened with Ohara. But to go a little step further, like, yes, he was frozen, but at the same time they also lit the whole thing on fire. Yeah. So it could have been a situation where Aokiji really meant to kill him, but it didn't actually happen because of Alkainu. And that's sort of like continuing like the counterbalance between the two. Like, yes, one's ice, I mean, not one's basically, and I thought Aokiji's Adult Fruit was just like to freeze altogether. I don't think it was like the ice fruit. I thought it was like more like,
yeah, it's the translation is interesting. Yeah. It's like the chill fruit or whatever. Yeah.
So,
which is like a double meaning always.
Yeah.
For sure. Damn.
So going with that thought process, I was more or less thinking that because, going back to Punk Hazard basically, and how when we look at the divide of Punk Hazard, one's like ice, one's water, and then the other is magma. And if you think about it, we know Pluton is in magma. We know possibly Poseidon, well, not possibly. We know Poseidon is in water. That's the center. Then ice, and people were talking about how Uranus essentially is underneath Mary Joie, where the cell that Im-sama went to. And so then you would have fire, I mean, magma, water, and ice, and those would be where the three ancient weapons are.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this, oh man, and then, like you're saying, like Vegapunk is also, I mean, you've had various theories about Vegapunk. I mean, the Seraphims was also like one thing that you had like sleeper prediction on entirely. So this is. Is it just me or Mosh kind of hot? No, Mosh definitely kind of hot. You got to meet him in person too.
We have a meet and greet.
Yeah. And so Lo Doro, apologize if I mispronounced it. He said, I'm late. Have you talked about the fact that Saul could be the man marked by flames yet? Yes. I think like that one was personally, when the chapter came out, we had to think about it. It was lower and I considered it. I think like Mosh was one of the people who was dead set on the Oharans being the survivors and someone from there, not necessarily Saul, but someone from there being the man marked by flames. And we actually talked about this on that One Piece. Oh, that's where that One Piece talk.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that I was like, where did we talk about this? You brought it up, and you were like, the whole thing about how another. Okay, to let you guys in on another reason why I was like forcing this idea was because we were always told that a professor would tell us about the devil fruits. A professor, not a doctor. So Vegapunk was always postulated as a doctor, and Oda has created a distinction within the story of even in this chapter. You see it. They're scholars. Dr. Vegapunk is a doctor. Scholars research the past. Doctors with the future. Whatever, right? Doctors and scientists. But the names are very like discrete, like explicitly separated. So when like in all the translations it said scholar or professor, so when people automatically assume Vegapunk was the one, I was like, oh, it's a weird place, but it could be a scholar. It could be that Professor Clover is still alive. And clearly, based off this chapter, I don't think Clover is alive. It seems like Saul is the only one who's left alive.
Yep.
But that was another reason. And I'm just pointing that out because it's like, especially with theories, it's like you could have the wrong formula sometimes, but the right answer, like at least very, very close to it. And this is like one of those times where it's like, whoa, this is kind of crazy.
I gotta look.
Oh, and your mic cut out. What'd you say?
So the panel of the giants, can you tell what giants they are?
Let me see what giants. Yeah, so we got that hype part out where I just need to talk to Mosh real quick because we talked about this at length. It's one of those things. I know you guys got homies you talk about One Piece with. And if you don't, I imagine the streams are what like it feels like, but I'm trying to get you guys into the feeling of what it like. I know sometimes you might have that homie like you shoot that idea with like just talking about it for hours, and then like within your own friend circles it's really dope to see like something happen. And and I think it's another thing, like not everything that I talk about One Piece related I make into a video. Like some things are just like dope ideas that I talk about with my mods. Homie Seal, I told Homie Seal about this. I told Threevil about this. Me and Mosh talked about this. Like we, so many times there's so many ideas that just don't get posted. You just kind of forget about it. But like this is so much fun. This is so fun. This chapter, Mosh, does this chapter hurt your brain a little bit?
Yes and no, because it confirms so much of what I've been saying for a while. But also, I was thinking about it, right? And these giants definitely all like we know they're from Elbath, but it's really interesting because didn't Saul say he wasn't from Elbath, right? Or did
Saul
he say that?
Said that they were savages.
Savages, yeah. But like, not all giants are savages like the ones from Elbath. So it almost made it seem like there were other giants besides the ones from Elbath.
Right.
So, but these ones definitely look like they're from Elbath, especially with the helmet.
Yeah, I mean, and the way the conversation was, it was like they're right. Doesn't they? It says something about. It seems they're from Elbath. That's what Dragon says. Dragon, talk to them. They're from Elbath. We don't get an understanding of who these are. They're 22 years ago, so this like giants don't age the same way. So we're not even sure if we know this. All I know is I'm really excited to meet that female giant. That's a definite plus up there. Have we? Was that the first female giant? No, there was one in Marineford, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a couple.
Yeah, we need female giants, right? Definitely. I think that's a.
But also, Albert Einstein. But so does all 7 fit the 7 sins? Like we definitely like have like wrath, pride. We also have gluttony. But does it fit the other 4? Is what I was going to ask you, since we now have all 6 plus Dr. Vegapunk himself.
I honestly, I don't know. Like, it's interesting. We need to learn more, but I wonder what the chat thinks. Gavin Short said, I thought that same thing about the 7 deadly sins, I'm assuming. Lilith Lust? I mean...
I thought she was Wrath.
Wrath. She's Wrath. I think York is desire. That could be lust, but that would more be gluttony, right?
Yeah, York is definitely gluttony for sure because she eats and shits for him.
There's another female giant in the New Giant Pirates. I forget. Oh, you're right. I think they're I forgot her name. They had the cover story. I forget what she does. Maybe she's the navigator. I don't remember. But yeah, so for a little bit, I'm gonna get Sai in a little bit later. But since you're here, Mosh, let's just go through the chat. I think this chapter probably had your brain bouncing off wall to wall. I want to do a proper shout out because if you guys don't know, I started out on TikTok. Mosh is primarily on TikTok, and he is probably the best person to go to for One Piece content on TikTok because he's the reason why I started. His chapter reactions, reviews, and all the details he'd pick out. He's probably, like, honestly, he tends to pick out details that I never even notice sometimes. And sometimes it's vice versa. Sometimes he's like, whoa, I didn't even pay attention to that one when I talk about things. But we generally, hit each other up after the chapter. At least for one sentence. But this one is like, bro, we dreamed about these things. Like we slept on these ideas and woke up the next day like, bro, maybe they're all alive. Maybe one of them is alive. Maybe they're in the goddamn books. Like we were talking about that shit at length. Ain't no way I wouldn't bring you onto this call.
The interesting thing about Dragon is that this is one Dragon before the tattoo. He doesn't look anything like Garp still.
Yes.
But you think he just branded himself because like the thing for his tattoo on his leg in this chapter.
Oh, the leg thing. Oh, I saw that. The X's.
Yeah, it's basically like his brand is like on his leg, and I wonder if he just like took it and put it on his face afterwards.
Oh yeah, it's like a one of those not Pop-Tarts, the fruit roll up tattoos. He just undoes it. He just tells the tattoo artist this exactly on my face though.
And you already know how I am. Every chapter from now on, I'm gonna tie it back to the moon. If you go back to the moon and look at the symbol of the pirates, and then look at Dr. Vegapunk.
Yeah, the big head, bro.
Yeah.
But like he also has long legs too. Is he like a long leg with a long forehead? Like what is this? Like what are we talking about here? This is
interesting
odd.
to be head of the punk. It's interesting to see that Professor Clover was a pirate too.
Yeah. Like I mean, all regards, he had the Clover Pirates. Like that's pretty cracked. Definitely pretty cracked. Dragon sort of looks like adult Momo to me. He looks like rocks, like dead on. Yeah, he has the hair, but he looks like rocks. Like there's not like Oda. If Oda doesn't relate them, like I think he's just drawing, like. This is intentional at this point, right?
Wait, hold on. Where the hell did Vegapunk warp from?
Where does Vegapunk work from?
Warp. He said he's like something happened mid-space warp. Perhaps space-time bent mid-warp.
Oh shit, you're right. Oh wow. Wow. You're right. This is like a common wormhole thing where the conundrum is like, what if you get phased into an object and you get stuck? Wait, that's such a good... See, this is what I mean, guys. Like, I didn't even catch that. Perhaps space-time... So that means he was in the middle of a project where he was trying to... My bro is trying to teleport places. He's gonna foderize Bluno, bro. Bluno ain't shit.
Chill. We don't no Bluno slander around here.
I mean, look at this though. He doesn't even need yours. Oh god, that's crazy. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, he literally admitted that. Perhaps space-time bent mid-warp. What was he? What? Better yet, what
Quasar?
Purpose?
Wait. First of all, who's Quasar?
Quasar is just a quirk. I think Quasar is relating to like Einstein theory. Of,
true.
It's just like a quirk thing that he's gonna say at the end of everything. Warp space and time. Oh no! Like is this where everything connects? Like Toki, Kizaru, Blackbeard, Luffy rubberizing space time, like bending shit. Like we're going places. Quasar is a star. Yeah. So it's like it's an Einstein, like that's his gag.
And the thing, okay, so like if we break it down from like top to bottom now, right?
Yeah.
So my original thought, some people out there, I thought Dr. Vegapunk was going to be a Lunarian. Oh wait, no, not Lunarian, a Birkin. It's still possible. I mean, when I saw him flying, then he mentioned the when I saw him flying, I was like, and then they said the boots, and I was like, fuck. Yeah. But essentially, we were talking about how the Giants and how the ancient Giants play like a significant part moving forward, and then you have the city on the moon called Burka, and essentially, I'm just gonna put it out there that it has to be like Vegapunk said he got the knowledge from the books, and that he advanced on all aspects from the books. So essentially, you already know the Birkins, the Skypeans, and the Shandians, the people who worked on the moon, were the ones who basically started it off, and that was probably like the basis of the ancient kingdom.
Right.
But the reason why I'm also saying now how ancient giants is going to play a factor into it, because I forgot, I think it was on Pangea, and you can like see the symbol of the giants or something like that. But also the armor that's right there that he's coming out of is like the armor of like an ancient giant, as well, or a giant. But also you have the books now going to Elbath, but also the city Burka is tied directly to like, I think like real life like Vikings, if I remember correctly. It was like a trading port essentially, in like real world. So yeah, the helmet is literally of a dragon. I mean, literally of the guy who went to say the books, but the helmet. And it's like funny how
giant, like on the giant helmet, And
it's funny how his horns cut off too, and there's
the parallel to like Onigashima and so many other things. I just realized something too. That like shockwave thing, that it should have dawned on me. That shockwave is literally from the warp thing that he was trying to do. So he just appeared here and created a shockwave. Like, it looks like that actually created a shockwave where, like, even Luffy was, like, scared. He thought it was going to blow up. Damn.
And now I'm thinking, like... you know what's funny? I just realized, looking at his head with the apple on his head... Yeah. That's, like, sort of like how Einstein discovered gravity.
I thought that was a Newton thing. I thought Newton...
Yeah. I feel like they're just like he's just like putting the two quirks
putting
together.
all the yeah. That's why. Can you like last week? Someone was just like, you know, with the Einstein thing. I was just like, I just wanted to see Einstein with Vegapunk, and that was just like a whimsical thing. I was like, oh, it's Edison, it's fine. I didn't even think that the main one would be Einstein, and that just makes so much sense now. So, Time Lord says, wait, a theory. Usopp got sent to Bowen Archipelago, which relates to plants like his idol Noland. Robin got sent to meet Dragon, who is connected to Saul and O'Hara. If Frankie got sent to Baltimore, does that imply that Tom has a connection to VP2 and might be alive? Okay, I see what you're saying here. Everyone's role model has a connection to the thing. I interpreted it differently. So I talked about this in videos where each time skip island is relevant. So the monster trio got sent to people for mentorship, whereas I was saying that I think that the rest of them, like, so Nami, Frankie, Usopp, Robin, they all got sent to Chopper. They all got sent to places that have a tie to the Void Century. I forget which video I talked about this in, but it was one of like the major videos. I think maybe the Amatsuki Civil War video might have been there. But essentially saying that like that Robin got sent to Tequila Wolf, and Tequila Wolf is being built by Celestial Dragons. We don't know why, but ever since the Void Century. So that's where I think that was. And Frankie got sent to Karakuri Island. And if you know about my Void Century video earlier today, definitely go watch it. One of the main points of it was that we know definitively that the Karakuri Island that Dr. Tsukimi was on had to be from a different time period than our Karakuri Island. Why? Because the Karakuri, I'll pull up the video, is
unless they have an aircon there.
Back then,
the
previous ones.
Back then. Yeah, well, we know the information's from back then now. So
yeah. So that is a possibility. But that also falls in line with the overall theory that the climate had to be affected somehow. And basically what I was saying is that Uranus is like something related to controlling the climate on a global scale and covering the entire sky in a white sky century. And Vegapunk has been creating mechanized versions of all the ancient weapons. So Poseidon, Aircon would be the mechanized smaller version of Uranus, just like Sea Beasts is a smaller version of the Sea Kings. And so that's how that plays in. And I'll just pull up the panel because this is something that like the wiki doesn't even like talk about. But
that thing to have happened.
I can mute this.
I'm trying to think which Vegapunk do you think is gonna does the devil fruits inside the weapons?
It has to be Edison, right?
I think I could see the Edison too. Yeah.
Edison's just like off the riff. Like, let's put a devil fruit into a gun, like that blueprint of the missile gorilla and the missile gorilla. True. That's an Edison thing. That has to be, right?
Yeah, I can see it. Yeah, it's not York.
Yeah, it's not like York.
York is there. And Lilith, I think Lilith is more mechs. I think that makes more sense. Pythagoras is more just like the data. Atlas is more or less. Atlas is a wild card, honestly.
Yeah, Atlas is interesting. So the point being, I pulled up the thing here. You guys can sort of see it. Let me pull off the red filter. So you guys can sort of see Karakuri, the Karakuri that we know, has this giant monument on it. It's frozen stiff, so frozen that Vegapunk himself could not do it through a geothermic tap. Yet we see Karakuri Island that Dr. Tsukimi is on is a summery Japanese island, which is like, what? Why is it summery? But two, why is it Japanese? And this does not look anything close to like the Karakuri that we know, which is mechanized out the wazoo, which is like more ways than not, there's something fishy happening here. And so to me, the best explanation that makes the most sense is that this Dr. Tsukimi timeline is pre-Void Century, meaning that Oda actually, for the first time, showed us what the Void Century world looked like. He has never shown us that. Even in the recent chapters, we've seen the ruins of the Void Century. We haven't seen what the world looks like in the Void Century. And here it is. This is a panel that probably dates from the Void Century. And Oda put it in a Nell's cover story of all places. So again, this is an hour-long video.
It's the best cover story ever, I'm telling you.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying.
I took out every video. That's why you're talking about that, man.
Yeah, Nell's cover story is one of the... I mean, the reason why I can't say it's the best one anymore is because the recent one is kind of cracked, but not on the same level as a Nell's one, right? Because the Nell one is a lore dump. The current one is just like Endgame, where we're just getting Aokiji in the cover with Pudding, Katakuri, like him smoking ganja, bro. That's fucking crazy. Like, it ain't nobody had that in the bingo cards. That Katakuri would be getting hit high on the cover story.
Oh, wait, we have to put a couple implications together from the cover story, right? So now we have Puddin, Three-Eyed Tribe being introduced. We also have Aokiji. Now it's just crazy because Aokiji was on the cover story, like last cover story or the cover story before, and now Saul's alive. So like, oh shit. But now we're getting Dr. Vegapunk and possibly Dragon being part of Mads as well. And then we have two other people in Mads. Like now we have like literally everyone in Mads. We have Caesar, Judge, Dr. Vegapunk all together now, like in the story at one point. So now it's like, oh shit. But now we have to look at what can happen with Caesar and Judge being together. Like I feel like we're sort of skipping over that, and it depends on like if does Judge get a change of heart, like is he like nice now, or like is he out for blood, like and now he has Caesar and like gas weapons. Like imagine Armin Drummer 66 with a gas weapon now. Like come on.
Yeah. There's definitely it's crazy how the last saga just continues to get crazier because like we were adding all these factions together and like, oh, the Cross Guild is a group. Judge and Caesar are a group. Like Vegapunk and the Straw Hats are a group. But even like now we have to just take into the gravity of the situation that the past is more futuristic than our future, which means that our future is going to reflect on the past. And the past had giant mecha sword wielding giant Elbaf armor mechas. And we don't have that yet in our world. We don't have mechanized sea beasts yet.
Yeah.
And now we do. And it's going to get crazier. And the next part of it that another thing that I just want to add in is like I had this theory that I didn't make a video, but now I'm definitely going to do it. Is that, do you get this feeling that Dragon could have been a part of Mads?
Yeah, I just said that. Yeah.
Yeah. Like full on, like okay. So the reason why I was saying that prior, sorry I missed it, was because I mean there was a lot being said with all this. Is the reason why I say Dragon's Mads is because of, I think that he was the first person on Witheria. Besides not the first person, meaning like, you know how Nami, they like immediately arrested Nami and they were basically like saying this information is dangerous, careful whose hands we put it on. I think the first person who they gave the information to was Dragon. And so when we look at Vegapunk, we see all the forms of technology that they've created. We saw that reflected in Caesar, right? Caesar had like the gigantification, yada yada, all this other stuff, smoke stuff and whatever. And we see that Vegapunk, you know, was involved with the devil fruits. Then we know with Queen, there was, you know, various connections. We see with Judge, the cloning, the modification. If Dragon was on Mads, it could be that Dragon was the weather scientist, like the meteorologist, and then that's where Vegapunk in the aircon, that's like the connection there. So it might be that Dragon has equal amount of information on the aircon, if not like a comparable amount at least, you know, because like Judge has the cloning stuff kind of unlock, you know.
No, I 100% agree, and now that's why I was actually gonna say that's maybe how his power operates. Like he uses his hockey to manipulate the weather in some way, shape, or form because he knows so much about the weather. Almost how Nami does it with her climate tag, but Dragon with his hockey can do almost the same thing because of his knowledge, in a sense.
So you're saying elemental hockey stocks through the roof?
Bro, yeah, I've been on elemental hockey. Come on, dog, you know this, dog. That's actually how we met. That's the crazy part, right?
Yeah, that is how we met.
Yeah, that's crazy.
My first theory was like, my first full-fledged theory was elemental hockey, and then you were like, bro, this is dope, this is fire, I need more from you. And I was like, wait, really? And then you're like, yo, keep on going. I was like, yeah, but like, no, what are you saying?
No, I'm saying, like, I think it was, I don't know if it's the same time. I was just like, I made a video. I was like, so we seen Minx who can control electricity, Lunarians fire, Like, is elemental hockey gonna be a thing? And then like, I think like the next day I saw your like full fledged like theory video on TikTok, and I was like, holy shit, this person is. And I was like, yo,
yeah, that is how we met. How the history loops. It's crazy. Jenki asks, so Saul is alive. Saul is definitely alive. Vegapunk confirmed it. BR One Piece says, am I Oda? We're all Vegapunk. Yo, honestly, I don't even want to be Vegapunk anymore. His brain is too big. His brain is so big that he had to get a breast reduction for his goddamn forehead, bro. Like,
I think he just split his brain up. I think that's what it is. Like, that's why that's what 6 of them was like. They split him up.
Oh, so you think that he like essentially like lobotomized himself, but like in a meaningful way where he split up his actual, he like sliced, he just gave slices of his brains to different clones.
You can even see like, I'm not saying he's dumb now, but essentially like, look at how quirky he is in this sense. Even when he's talking normally versus how he's talking with Dragon. Obviously the situations are different because like it was more of a solemn like moment with Dragon talking about Ohara, but like in this one it's almost like he's like quirky now. So it could be a situation that he's quirky now because he split up his brain between the other 6. And like, and when you think about it, each of them all have like a quirk to them. Like even down to York and Atlas. Atlas is like this rage dummy, like it just goes around punching shit. You have Edison, who's like this sporadic guy, like, oh, let's write this down. And Pythagoras is like, this information is needed. Let me analyze and like cut the data up. Then you have York, who's just like, let me eat and shit, you know. And then you have who else? Shaka. Shaka's just like the smooth criminal. Like, my man comes in decked out and like just. I want to hear him talk. I want to hear his voice. I feel like his voice is like a very soothing voice.
Yeah, talking about Shaka.
Yeah,
like it's like a Morgan Freeman type of thing, right?
Wait,
what? Oh, I gotta put the fucking panel thing back.
We have. The Will of Ohara won't die here. Within a year, we have Emperor Ivankov, Dragon, and Kuma. And then we have Robin, Dragon, Frankie, Kuma? And then Sanji, Ivankov, right?
What about, you talking about groupings?
Yeah. I was just like looking at it, yeah.
Yeah. Here, let me read some of this. So it says, I don't think it was a lobotomy. I think it was the result of a devil fruit. So Cosmic Goatee, you think that Vegapunk has a devil fruit? Mosh, you think Vegapunk has a devil fruit?
Yeah, I would say, well, it's interesting because like there'll be no point of him having a devil fruit.
Yeah.
But if there was one person who can fully utilize a devil fruit to its max capabilities, it would be Dr. Vegapunk.
Yeah.
And my thought process is maybe if Dr. Vegapunk has a devil fruit, maybe the other ones don't, right? Or maybe Dr. Vegapunk doesn't, and one of the other 6 has one.
Yeah, that's a possibility. That is. I mean, we do have to figure out what the situation is with these satellites, right? Time Lord said something really crazy. Fun fact, well, not fun, but anyway, Einstein's brain was split into many pieces after he died, I believe. Can we get confirmations on that, chat? Did it actually split into? Did they cut it up like Walt Disney? Like they kept it?
If so, that's a W.
That's crazy. So Vegapunk splitting his brain into pieces is definitely what happened. That's wow. Okay. Yeah, Mosh, if you see like a chat, YouTube chat, call it out. Let's
Whoa! Einstein's brains was removed within 7.5. Oh wait, no. Let's see. It did cut his brain out.
Some of the pieces he kept to himself, while others were given to leading pathologists to figure out what made him such a fucking genius. His brain weighed 1.2 kilograms. God damn. Wait, I want to measure my brain. My wife will be so upset if I say shit like this. Like, like, oh, I want to know how much my brain measured. She'll literally come here and slap me. But yeah, Mosh, if you see a YouTube chat, feel free to like.
You're on YouTube as well.
Yeah, YouTube and Twitch. Earth says the green liquid is where Vegapunk's brain is. You think all the that's kind of grimy, a little bit grimy. If all the liquid is Vegapunk's fucking fluids, that's kind of interesting. I mean, mass producing that would be interesting. I like the green liquid being sad liquid. That's AD from like essentially the way you create devil fruits, but like Vegapunk's version of it would be more solid and more completed, hence Momo's devil fruit, and then hence Jinbei having the swim sim fruit. I still like that theory the most at the moment.
So this theory, you're gonna love it, right?
All right.
Because it involves shadows. I actually dropped the video right before I left for the movie today. So essentially, like we have I'm gonna go on a whim and say they only have the original 7 warlords as Seraphim. Because if they have like all warlords, that would be like pretty interesting. But let's just go on the thought process is only the original 7. So we've already seen Boa, Mihawk, Kuma, and Jinbei. And with Jinbei, we have this fishman who has a swim fruit, but also can retain like his capabilities and some of his like memory, basically, or his fighting capabilities, right?
Yeah, through lineage factor.
And now we have a situation where Caribou is on the ship, and the Straws are basically trying to get rid of him. It's like, get out of here, right?
Right.
And we've had now 2 instances with people interacting with Seraphims or just like pacifistas in general that had some type of connection, and they don't want to really like harm them because of that connection. First one was with Bonnie and the police Kuma. The second one was with Kid Jinbei and the Straw Hats. So now it's like a reoccurring theme that we're going to see a lot of people who have connections come back into the story, and that may play a factor into it.
Right.
So now we have possibly coming up, we have Doflamingo, Crocodile, and Moria. Well, Doflamingo wasn't really trying to do anything. He was just trying to like keep his kingdom, stay stable, and provide weapons to Kaido. Where you have now Moria and Crocodile, the 2 warlords who were actively trying to still become pirates. Like basically, Crocodile was aiming to get Pluton, and Moria was aiming to build up his crew to challenge the New World again. But in Moria doing that, Moria actually recreated. Basically, Moria using his shadows is able to recreate people with the same personality, and that's exactly what happened with the lineage factor. The lineage factor, like Pythagoras said, they still retain some of their memories because of their lineage factor. With Moria, him taking the shadow and giving them to other things, they still keep the same ideals, like how Oars was still acting like Luffy, and how the Samurai was acting like Zoro, the Penguin was acting like Sanji. So essentially, we have them basically acting like a certain individual. But now we can see that the Seraphims have that capability of being able to use a devil fruit. And the reason why I mentioned Caribou is because Caribou is now going to be in a situation where he has nowhere to go. And now you have Rob Lucci, Kaku, Stussy, and Kuma coming back into the story. And the reason why I mentioned connections is because we're going to have either Kaku and Zoro fight again, or we're going to have Kaku and Kuma fight again. And essentially, I felt like Caribou's going to be like in the realm of not really knowing what to do or where to go. And if he's captured, Shield will now have the location of two ancient weapons, Pluton and Poseidon. And the reason why I'm saying that he's going to get captured by Shield is because Caribou's introduction, or maybe not his introduction, but post his introduction, he interacted with Sword already. So I feel like because he interacted with Sword, it's just a matter of time before he interacts with Shield. And the thing that I'm thinking happened on Wano that we haven't seen yet is that he actually interacted with I forgot. Oda just put his name out. Is it Jeff or Joseph?
Joseph,
Joseph.
Yeah.
I think he interacted with Joseph because we still don't know why Joseph said it was possible to capture Nico Robin when it should have been impossible to capture Nico Robin. So I'm still getting an idea that Caribou may have interacted with him, and that's how he may have like some connection to Shield. But if that does happen, right? Like I said, like Zoro possibly fights Kaku or the Kuma, and Caribou's captured. The reason why I mentioned Moria in the shadows is because now that we know that seraphims can eat devil fruits, what about Bon Clay's devil fruit, right? And I keep talking about Charlie, the mermaid, right? And how she saw a vision of Luffy coming and destroying Fishman Island. But we know that Poseidon's in Fishman Island, and we know that someone who has the information of where Poseidon is located is going to come into play somehow, some way. And Caribou getting captured by a shield just makes the most sense. All right. I originally thought it was going to be a Luffy Seraphim, right?
Right.
But it's to the point where since Vegapunk knows he's going to die, I doubt he's going to recreate a Luffy Seraphim just for it to fall into the hands of the world government to use against Luffy, right? And it just so happens that the two places that the ancient weapons are the two places that are also held by Luffy, or protected by Luffy, Fishman Island and Wano. And the reason why I mentioned that people seeing someone and not being able to fight them is because if, say, Moria is implanted with Dolphin or Bon Clay's fruit, or Crocodile is implanted with Bon Clay's fruit, it's going to be them essentially going after the ancient weapons. And if it's Luffy, they're not going to actually want to fight Luffy, you know?
Right.
And that's the same way that happened with the Strats and Jinbei, and the same thing that happened with Bonnie and Kuma. So it's like a reoccurring thing now with 2 chapters now, and I think it's going to happen again. And I just feel that it makes the most sense with the 2 warlords who are actually trying to actively bolster their power with either recreating an army or getting Pluton. So like how Poseidon, you basically have the army of the Sea King, so that'd be like Moria's goal. Like they send Seraphim Moria after Poseidon, and then Crocodile was actually trying to get Pluton, so they send Crocodile to Wano to get Pluton. But it may be a situation where they have multiple Darrow fruits, not just the singular one, but we haven't really seen the extent of what Seraphims can actually have.
No, yeah, I think like with the Seraphim specifically, like the shadow stuff is so wild because, well, one, we don't know how the fruits get integrated with the people, but it opens up so many possibilities. And in terms of recreating a devil fruit, I want to slide this by you. But before that, I just want to shout out Sensei. Thank you for stopping by the stream and checking in on me. Means a lot. And just want to say, yeah, Wakanda Forever, me and Mosh, we just came from the movie. So like we came from the movie, and then this chapter kind of like one of our DM theories that we've just been talking about like a year ago came to fruition, which is like the O'Hara stuff. So we pop in over here, and yeah, Mosh is, for those of you guys who tuned in and don't know, Amash is on TikTok primarily. He's too busy because he got the ESPN, the hookup there. Bro had to flex on me, by the way, while we were watching the theater. He's like, bro, I'm watching this again. I can because ESPN is gonna let me do it for free. I'm like, okay, bro. I'm like, okay, bro. But yeah, so he's on TikTok. He always drops really great reviews, analysis, and I've been always trying to get him on YouTube. All in due time. I mean, he has a bunch of newer videos, but it comes to ebb and flow with Mosh. He's a flowy kind of guy. But yeah, Wakanda was really great. This chapter is really great. My health is good. I opened up stream actually saying that, like, you know, I'm on a positive positive crescendo right now because all the health stuff. And then this chapter was really tough on the brain because it was like so many things happened. But I will say that Robin walked me through the emotions, bro, right? Like, I was crying with Robin. And
nah, you was crying from the movie.
Yeah, the
Par
movie.
Par was balling.
Yo, I mean, it had me, dude. It had me. No other movie can create silence like that. The loudness of the silence, so powerful. Twice. Two.
Damn, he's spoiling crazy.
What do you? Oh my goodness.
I was kidding.
But yeah, this chapter's fire. I think we're gonna bring Sai in a little bit to talk. Yo, Sin, do you want to hop in a call if you're here and chilling? You want to wait? You read this chapter already. If you want to hop in and talk too, we could do that.
Question.
Yeah.
Do you think Vegapunk's power? Do you think that was a power, or do you think like he was using a machine?
I think he's using machine. I don't want Vegapunk to have a devil fruit. Like, that is a personal thing. I feel like Vegapunk is so, like, he should be the character that just makes everything happen on their own. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. I feel like that's the play with Vegapunk. Why?
What's your last thought on how he gets weapons, devil fruits and weapons? It has to come next couple chapters. I think with him telling the Strats to follow him, I think it's gonna happen.
I think it has to do with willpower. I think it has to do. So this is in my original Vegapunk video for those of you guys who want to check out a year-old theory. It was essentially saying that I think I was trying to do something. Hopefully the stream doesn't like super lag hard. But it was that I think that like each like swords, they have a will, right? And like I think that like Enma, let's take Enma. Enma's the easiest one. You could coax Enma into eating a devil fruit if Enma wanted to. Like that's how Enma works, right? Enma does what Enma wants, and I think that all items essentially have a willpower to a certain extent. It's about interacting with that will, and we're seeing Vegapunk do that essentially, right? Whether it's erasing primal desires or manipulating willpower. I think that, you know, Larry, despite him having L takes often, he brought up a very valid point where Mihawk Seraphim shouldn't be able to just slice an island in half without any form of haki, because swordsmanship at the highest level, which, you know, slicing an island in half is that peak level of swordsmanship, right? Zoro had to like blacken his blades and project his wind slash whatever to cut Pika, right? Mihawk just did that. Seraphim Mihawk did that off the riff. And I think that, and this goes to my I'm gonna make a TikTok on this.
They did answer that question though. They did tell us why possibly. Well, last chapter basically saying like because of the lineage factor he's able to do it.
Right. But then even that, like, it's like there has to be some kind of like swordsmanship specifically. It was said that willpower was how you like you cut what you want through like willpower. You will what you want to cut, right? That's specific. If it was like any other kind of like martial arts, we didn't ever got any of that's fleshed out, but swordsmanship we did. So unless we're saying Mihawk Seraphim is that strong, I don't know. I feel like there has to be some kind of willpower. You know what I mean?
Well, technically, he should be able to be that strong, because if Jinbei is able to use Fishman Karate off the rip, you know, and I know Fishman Karate is sort of separate from hockey, but essentially you're basically manipulating, controlling water. You know what I'm saying? So like him being able to flow hockey, especially okay. You also gotta think this is also a Mihawk Seraphim, you know, like if say it was like some like ragtag like swordsman, I can understand like maybe, even if it was just Zoro, you know, like even Zoro's like at the peak, but like copying the lineage factor of like the best swordsman, I feel as though like you should at least have some capabilities like the best swordsman, you know?
Yeah, I get you, but I feel like I don't know. I feel like because I think lineage factor is gonna get to an interesting place where it's like cloning the Jinbei thing was like, you know, he can use Fishman Karate, but did he need to train to do that? Did he need to? Was that like a innate thing, or was that something?
Yeah.
Because we don't know necessarily. Like they told us that Jinbei that Seraphim was on stages, right, and it wasn't at the facing laser stage yet. But this
what
is
did they say? They said
VP said Luffy would come, and Vegapunk said space-time warp could he come from the future?
Oh wait, no, they did say it says that the lineage factor really does store some of the recollections and capabilities. So like, it basically saying it does carry over if you that, which is crazy.
Right, and so the interesting part is
crazy.
like it gets to an interesting place because how does that translate to just having kids? Because that's the natural way your lineage is. That what that's saying, right? Like the Willa D, or like let's say Garp's direct kid was Luffy, right? Garp being strong, that means Luffy's strong. Is that the Conqueror's thing too? Is that like is Conqueror's like related there where it's like I don't know, but then
that's why I want the boa. The best way that we're gonna get an answer to that is when the boa Seraphim interacts with Luffy.
Yeah. Oh, you think the boa's?
Oh wait, no. When the Kuma one interacts with Bonnie, that might actually help.
Oh,
Because the pacifistas are basically all like mindless, but like the Seraphim seem to have like some like recollection.
Oh, that's a good point. Kuma. Okay, hold on. That's interesting. I didn't think about that. Hold on, Mosh. I'm gonna bring in Sai into this call now. Let me just do. Yo, hop into my server real quick. Guys, I'm going to bring in Sai into this. Sai, if you're listening and you're probably there, just hop into my, like, whichever server you see in my Discord. Whichever one. You should be able to see, like, the Brati or something. Mosh, which one do you see? Okay. It's going to lag in 1 second. It's going to lag. Give me a second, guys. Give me a second. Confirm. Drag. Thousand Sunny. Boom.
Correction. They said, well, in the official, it says, he proposed it as a question. He says, does that mean the bloodline elements record an individual's experience? Question mark. It says a possible approach to issue caused by the growth of acceleration. So it's like more or less him saying like maybe it does, not rather than the unofficial saying that it does.
Interesting. Yeah, I gotta check out the thing. Yo, Sai, what's up?
Hello. Welcome in.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. I'm in.
Yeah, you are in, and Mosh is here too. So I think this is your first time meeting each other.
Yes. Hello, Mosh.
How you doing?
I'm doing pretty fine. Pretty dandy. How are you?
I'm all right. Can't complain. I'm a little choked up from that movie, but for the most part.
Oh, wait. Film Red or?
Oh, no, not that one.
Which one are you talking about?
Black Panther, Wakanda Forever.
Oh, was it good? Sorry to derail. Damn.
It was. Top 5 Marvel movie all time.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good. It's really good. Actually cracked for sure. Let me mute this thing. Oh no, it's deafened. Okay, so then everyone can see everyone now. Cool. All right.
And someone said I had the Vegapunk forehead. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yo, take that as a compliment. I think.
Was that Twitch chat or YouTube chat?
Big brain.
Which
I don't know. I forgot. I was like clicking past it pretty fast. I just saw it. It's probably YouTube. There's more people in there talking.
Yeah. All right. So we got multiple faces. We got doubles and triples of us, but we're just gonna keep it that way at the moment because I don't have a better way to show this. So
it's kind of cool. It's like the 6 faces of YouTube streams, I guess.
Yeah.
Why'd you bring in D1 just to make it more symmetrical?
That's how I'm able to show it on stream with my second account here.
Okay.
Yeah, so let me show. I see Catherine with the super chat. Sorry. Oh wow, 15 minutes ago. Hopefully you're still here, Catherine. I'm so sorry. I got lost in discussion. It says yes, I saw slices of it at the museum. Also, at least we know who the man marked by flame is now. Wait a second.
Wait,
Catherine,
who's the man marked by flames?
Well, so everyone's saying it's Saul now, which I'm gonna ask you about that. a bit, Sai, but the slices of Einstein's brain at the museum. Which museum is this? We all gotta we have to have a field trip now. We all have to go to this museum because is this actually where the story is going? Oda had the original Vegapunk slice up their brain and give them to the other satellites. Is that the wow? That's crazy. Also, Hime, nice late follow. I love to see it though.
Make sure you guys shout me out for that. The sliced brain.
The sliced brain, yeah.
I think
like
that's
that.
what happened.
But yeah, so Mosh, if you don't know Sai yet, but Sai is the emperor of spoilers. So
okay.
So he is.
I'm that one guy that knocks on your door and yells what's happening at the next chapter of One Piece before it releases.
Wait, hold on.
What's up?
Wait, what are you stirring up, Mosh? What's happening?
What's up?
I think okay. how long did you used to do spoilers? Like, did you used to make videos of like just the spoilers without like your face in it, or like?
No, I always have my face in it.
All right,
I'm
there's
too
like
lazy to
another.
edit stuff in, so the face has to be there.
There was another account with a very similar name, and they would even like hide like spoilers. It would literally just be like the thumbnail, and the title was literally the spoiler of the chapter.
I need to take notes.
Nah, Sai
I need to take notes.
Sai is he protects me. He protects me from the spoilers. Yes. He's my knight in shine. So you know, like when it comes to everyone's just like, oh no, I got spoiled. See, Sai's out here like, Par, stay off of this. You know, these people, these are the people you gotta avoid. So Sai gives me the timeline, and I'm protected. And what we normally do on the stream is Sai comes in and tells me what the spoiler community was like when the chapter drops, because they have a completely different chapter drop than we do, and oftentimes it's usually a little spicier. There's a lot more craziness. There's a lot more volatility. There's a lot more agendas, and sometimes that's fun. It's not generally fun for me to have to sift through it, besides the crazy one who likes to sift through that stuff. So one thing real quick aside before you go, Catherine McGrath, you didn't need to super chat again to let me know. I would have had a mod just pick it out. But the Mutter Museum in Pennsylvania, why is it in such a fodder museum? Please tell me the Mutter
Museum. That's where he lived, right?
Wait, he lived in Mutter Museum, Pennsylvania?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Pennsylvania, I think.
Oh, all right, never mind.
Wait, so how much do you know about the human brain, Par? Or
I know some
Bohemian
parts of the
brain.
side. I know a decent bit. The frontal lobe, the temporal lobe, all the lobes.
Based on that, you can sort of figure out which part of the brain or which part of Vegapunk's brain is for which satellite too.
Yes. That's why I was saying when you the splitting up part. That's why I was saying the lobotomized thing, but also like specifically, like if you did it smartly, you could section off parts of like, this is wrath, this is anger, this is good, this is logic. You could actually do that. We actually know, like nowadays we know which parts do what. Like like for example, when you do brain surgery, a lot of times when they do brain surgery, they have the person awake so that they know if they're disconnecting important things, so that they'll have someone, if they're a musician or something, or like if they're speaking, like, or they'll just have them talk. And so then if they're going through and then they slice the wrong thing, or nerve, they have like a nerve tester, and then they're speaking to, hey, are you responding? And the person's like, lop-de-doot-de-doot, and they're like, oh shit, reverse, and then they have to reverse the nerve that they just did, and sometimes they can't do it fully, but then they're like, all right, rewind, and then the person regains their speech, and that's like a real thing that they do. It gets like romanticized in like TVs, but that is actually what happens, so it's pretty interesting. Yeah.
You missed the days when we used to lobotomize people for no reason.
All right, and this is the other side of Sai Mosh that you got to know, that he is a genocide fanboy.
I'm not a genocide. That's one way to put it.
I like how you disagreed, and you're like, you know, that is a fair way to put it. But yeah. So Sai, let us we'll come back to the brain talk. I just want to know what was going on with the spoiler community this time around, because I read the chapter and I don't even know what to talk about. Like,
it was It was pretty straightforward. Actually, no. So the leakers this time around, they made it kind of ambiguous, which was cool, because they didn't tell us that Saul was alive. They were just like, hey, there's a random giant that is led by a man covered in bandages, and I was like, oh fuck, it's Saul. So it's kind of cool. It was like getting 2 chapter drops, right? It's like getting a teaser, and then you get the chapter, and you're like, okay, it is Saul. Like we know for sure nobody has like such a wacky body shape like he does, and then he literally says, yeah, it's Saul. So
yeah, because like the moment they mentioned the giant bandages, like they didn't even show him. I was like, wait, that just has to be Saul. Like how?
Yeah.
Who else could that be? That's why. So
Honestly,
they didn't reveal that in the spoilers.
No, they just said someone's there, which I mean, it generates the hype, you know. But I think one thing that's pretty crazy is like the freaking bandits that were fishing, or not bandits, giants that were fishing books out of the lake.
Do you hear the disrespect that just auto default out of Sai's mouth? He just straight up called them bandits. Like,
I mean, dude, I should call them the Straw Hat Grand Fleet because that's what they are.
wait, but we don't know necessarily if those are the new giant pirates, right?
If people think it's Hyrdine, I don't really see it.
It literally, I mean, well, it looks like his crew though, right? It looks like Hudderdin, it looks like Stanson, and it looks like Gerd.
It does look like Sturd. It does look like Gerd. It does.
Like it's the same hair shape, the same helmets, the same armor.
The
Like
new giant pirates.
Yeah.
My question is,
I mean, I don't know how the timeline fits with it because I think Stanson. I don't know what happens to Stanson. Like he's in the auction at Saboti. So like I don't know if it fits with the timeline, but we'll see. But you have to admit the designs are pretty on point with theirs, which Oda could have made it as ambiguous as possible, but they actually have like the exact same outfits.
Yeah, I didn't like super. I'm still technically rattled because of the chapter.
Question. So the panel of Saul, was it the same day that Vegapunk and Dragon went, or was that a different day?
I think that's the day that Dragon went.
Okay, I was gonna say
Dragon was there before Vegapunk.
Yeah, I was gonna say how is he still in bandages after a couple months?
Well,
I was like, all right.
The guy got like destroyed by a Buster Call, to be fair. So, and I don't know. The One Piece world has like great surgery. So,
yeah. If he comes back into he was a vice admiral, right?
Yes.
He was. Yeah. Vice admiral.
If he comes back after being on Elbath,
22 years.
We talking low key admiral level. I was like, I ain't gonna put it out there.
Dude, Saul is trash.
He survived Aokiji and he survived a Buster Call while frozen.
So Sai is a Marine fanboy.
You know who did that too? The Frankie family, bro. The Frankie family survived a Buster Call, to be fair.
Sai is a Marine fanboy, but he hates people who left, who defected. Which is ironic, the D&D campaign, which is ironic, but we won't get into that. But Saul defecting, Sai is this automatic garbage. But anyone who's, like, the only person he doesn't do this with is
Aokiji?
No, he's talking about with Saul. Saul defected. I mean, Aokiji is his least favorite admiral. Why?
Who's your favorite?
Sakazuki, bro. What? Sakazuki. Okay. Number 1, Sakazuki. Number 2, Green Bull. Number 3. What?
Go ahead.
Number 3, Kizaru, and then number 4, Fujitora, and then number 5, Aokiji.
Damn.
Mosh, meet Sai, meet Mosh. Now you
I have an admiral agenda. I'm with the world government. I feel like they can't do wrong. What's up?
He has an admiral agenda too, but
I feel like Kizaru Loki. All right, I don't want to get too like far off, right? But what do you think? Like, Oda's plan can't be what it is right now for Kizaru, right? Like it just can't. Like every admiral has something to him, but like Kizuru's just there. Like it just can't be. He's light. Like if he makes light bad, I'll never forgive him ever.
I feel like there has to be a reason why he's so slow too, right?
I literally think he has to be slow unless he's moving too fast. Like that was like my real like thought process behind it.
He's like the Flash. Nah, dude, I don't know. There's something up with him. I just don't know where to put him.
Yeah,
he's the strangest admiral in my opinion.
Yeah, and then let's go back to some power scaling here with we have to bring reality. Clover escaped the Marines 10 times. Thoughts? I think that he is now canonically Kaido. Yeah, Kaido level. Clover bet on, they said 1v1 bet on Kaido. I don't know. Clover's kind of cracked,
dude.
Yo.
Okay, he escaped the Marines like 10 times, but the guy also got done in by like a singular bullet, right?
Nah, he survived.
Yeah, he
chilling.
survived.
He survived.
No,
and then
but
he got
what
killed
was
by Buster Call.
what was
Like,
crazy is that he looked like he got shot in the face in chapter 395, and then 396.
Yeah.
It was like the craziest thing. He's just like he doesn't even look like he's dying when he's talking to Robin.
You know what's okay? The government are ass. Now that I think about it,
they're so fucking dumb.
I'm not thinking. Okay, first of all, if you really want the man dead, you double tap. All right, let's be real.
Double
They
tap.
didn't do that. But besides that, Garp has never won, to my knowledge. Right, I'm not counting Shinjao. I'm not counting Shinjao. He's never beat Roger one time. They let Kaido escape every time.
I'm regretting bringing you two together. You guys, Mosh has the fucking wildest marine. And so
Akainu couldn't kill Whitebeard. They had to leave it to Blackbeard. I'll give him Ace.
Hey! Akainu killed the random marine that was running away.
Yeah,
Couldn't kill the W.
Couldn't kill Kobe. Yeah, beat Aokiji, but then you left the man escape with probably the most knowledge, probably one of the highest powers in the Marines, plus the O'Hara incident, which came back to bite you in the ass now, and now you're trying to rectify the situation by killing Dr. Vegapunk. It don't make no sense.
Yo, it's even dumber because they didn't even like check the books, right? Like
They didn't want the books, bro.
This
They
is
didn't
the
want the books.
easiest thing to destroy. They were like, let's destroy all of O'Hara. This lake? Nah.
No, you know what makes
leave the books
worse
alone.
sense? You know what makes worse sense is that they're so hell bent on trying to get Pluton, and if they just kept the books and just kept one person alive, they have it all. I mean,
Yeah.
technically they have Dr. Vegapunk, but that was because Vegapunk read the books. Because if he didn't read the books, he's basically pointless. You know what I'm saying?
What they should have done in an ideal world, like a good world, is you would take a majority of O'Hara hostage, lock them in prisons, and then you just torture them until they start deciphering the poneglyphs for you.
Exactly. Right, yeah, that's what the world government should do.
If they were competent, that's what they would do. I'm not saying they should do it. That's not like a good ending for the pirates.
The problem here is you're saying all that, great, but you're also saying that liking that side, meaning that you
I'm not liking the side. I'm just saying
you
if they were
condone this
smart, that's what they would do.
behavior. Like,
All right. So, does Garp die in front of Luffy and Dragon, or does
so.
Garp?
yeah,
Okay.
Garp is dying 100%.
hope so.
Oh,
He needs to die.
Garp is dying.
Yeah.
Okay. To Zoro's hands.
No, the world government knew the history. What? No, but see, the world government in this thing, that's another interesting point, right? Because like Vegapunk says, he's not privy to the knowledge that the world, like the Void Century knowledge, right? But, like the world government, the Gorosei doesn't seem to know shit either. Like, as much as we say that they know things, it's like they don't, and this chapter
think
made
they
it more
do.
confusing, in my opinion.
The Gorosei are the Gorosei better if they don't throw hands.
Like if they're not fighters. See, Sai's take is that they if they get up,
Nah,
they'll
they
break,
fighters.
they'll break
Trash.
hips.
They're fighters. There's no way you give the man a supreme grade blade and he not be a fighter. Like,
But we don't know though, right? Like people are saying it's like Kitetsu the first, but we have no clue, bro. That shit's like wrapped in bamboo leaves or some shit.
Bro
Nah,
said
like,
there's
Kitetsu
no
the
way.
first.
so to be honest, it makes the most logical sense that he has it because there's some random Joe Schmo pulls up with a supreme grade like, hey, I've been one of the top swordsmen of all time. I'm here to challenge Mihawk. I ain't having that shit. You can
Just
challenge.
out of nowhere, out of left field.
You can challenge the Seraphim Mihawk, and if you get by, then we could talk. But after that, I ain't having it. Actually, I have Shiryu going and smoking him and taking the blade.
Is Shiryu's blade named? Do we know that yet or no?
No, but people were
It's in
kinda
the road
get
to
back
Laughdale.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure.
Mm.
I think it
people
is a
saying was
cursed
the
sword.
same. People saying it was the same blade as the one that Kozabora had in the flashback, but I don't think that's the case though.
Oh yeah, that's an interesting
Here,
one.
you know how like every bounty reveal they show the reactions of the people around the world.
Mhm.
Since they didn't show the bounty reveals or the reactions of the people around the world this time around for the 3 billion, do you think something bad happened to them? Or do you think Oda is just like not wanting to spend time on that?
It was because they tied it to the same time of other things happening. So like yes, because I saw the reaction, but at the same time the Flame Emperor just literally raised hell. So
Yeah, he went crazy.
and Kobe just got captured, so it was more or less like it got overshadowed.
Let me just read this super chats. Work galore. Sorry for missing this one, but we just kind of talked about it. said $2 super chat. Dang, the Marines are pretty incompetent, eh? I'm gonna
Nope.
pass that on to you, Sai. Oh, you already answered. I'm gonna pass that one to Mosh. Marines pretty incompetent. Thoughts?
Marine's dumb as hell.
All
If
right.
it wasn't because of Vegapunk, they would have been raps. They would have-
Yeah, no, I can't even cover for them when they like decided to not do anything with the books, bro. Like, when Vegapunk said he told them about the books and they didn't do anything, I was like, okay, that's just so dumb.
Simplest one. We stick to the current story. Them not having a failsafe for Vegapunk, and they're like, oh, we gotta kill Vegapunk, so let me send Lucci, Kaku, and Stussy to go assassinate Vegapunk. You're telling me they didn't have a better like plan of like an A, B, C, D call to action of taking out the smartest guy who's providing you like things that you're replacing the warlords, providing you ways to get into the combat, providing you devil fruit weapons, providing you seraphims, pacifistas, whatever we're calling them. They're like, the Marines are like, oh
Nah, you know what? You know what I just realized?
What?
The reason why they're killing him is because of the Seraphims.
yeah, no, because he's already proved his
Too good.
No, the Lunarians. Because of Lunarians, like because he like basically like recreated Lunarians. The one thing they didn't want, they exterminated them.
but they
like-
sanctioned that. They wanted that to replace the warlord system. Like that was the whole thing, right?
But did they know the Seraphims were Lunarians? You know what I'm
I
saying?
think
Like
so, right?
I
Like
would like to imagine. I mean, if they didn't, then
that's even
it's just like
stupider.
it's just another fat L.
because when we think about it, like what made him just like, oh, you know what? Let's kill him now. You know what I'm saying? Like there's just no reason. You know. Like we have the pacifistas, you didn't say nothing. Now Seraphim's like, yeah, he gotta go. You know, like it's weird. Like I feel like the timing is very weird for them just to be like, yeah, let's cut ties and kick him out.
Yeah. Have a good night, Hime. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for the follow, finally. But I want to ask the chat. I ask you two too. I ask the chat. At this point, is Lucia ancient weapon or is it Vegapunk?
I think both.
You think both?
Yeah.
Mosh?
The way they made it seem, he was like, we're returning this troublemaking kid now, Kuma, and he's like, does it have something to do with killing or Lucia, right? Or why? I would say it just makes the most sense that with everything we know now that it being light beams and then us finding out that the city is from the past, it just makes the most sense that it is like ancient weapon type vibes.
Ancient weapons. So when you say that it's both, you mean that like it's ancient weapon power enabled by Vegapunk?
Yeah, or maybe he helped recreate it. Now that we know that he knows the ancient history or a little bit of it and has the readings of Ohara, I don't think it'd be too far-fetched to believe that Vegapunk had a hand in creating whatever helped destroy Leloucia, but I am leaning towards it being Uranus, though.
So
Like one way or another,
Uranus or
destroying a
Pluton?
kingdom in a snap, that's something that the ancient weapons are known to do.
Uranus or Pluton, because Pluton was the one described to like disintegrate an island in one shot, which is what was shown, and that's like the confusing part, right? Because Uranus sky, but like the description of what happened on Leloucia fits Pluton more. I mean, we don't have a description of Uranus, but
Yeah.
when we have the description of Pluton and what we saw on Leloucia fits Pluton, does it make sense that like if sea beasts, mechanized sea beasts was Poseidon being recreated by Vegapunk, Ericon maybe is Uranus being recreated by Vegapunk, maybe what happened to Leloucia is Pluton being recreated by Vegapunk? Is that in the cards?
It is in the cards. I mean, it's either way. I like how we both agree that it is pretty much an ancient weapon.
Yeah.
I am leaning more towards Uranus just because of the way the citizens reacted. They're like, yo, like the clouds are looking a little bit funny, like something's going on here. So because it's related to the sky, I am more inclined to believe it's Uranus rather than Pluton, which is probably a ship. Or at least Frankie saw the blueprints and he said it was a ship.
Which
so.
is
It was both on Water 7.
Which is a
I mean,
perfect segue to Sai hasn't watched my recent video saying Pluton is a cloud ship, which, you know, a lot of people did like that one because, you know, various things. I do recommend that one if you guys aren't understanding why I'm saying that it is Pluton. I didn't incorporate the Leloucia aspect, but part 3 of that one actually will include that. Part 2 doesn't include it. But the idea being that Pluton, so like one thing about Pluton is like it's the name for like the underworld essentially. And the Emperor Cloud, for example, brought instant nighttime, essentially an underworld. And a cloud ship is essentially a thing, like the best kind of ship. If you could travel on a cloud, it'd be pretty dope. And the reason why I like it is because Pluton was built up to be like really essential to Joy Boy, which is Odin wanted to open the borders, which meant unleash Pluton for Joy Boy. And what's cool about that, if Pluton was a cloud, then that would mean that Joy Boy or Nika or like the Hanuman Wukong connection fits immensely, because then you have Wukong on a Nimbus cloud, and then the thematic gets completed with Luffy, Monkey D. Luffy riding Pluton cloud ship. And there's a 30-minute video behind that, or 40-minute video. Definitely recommend that to you guys. But there, I feel like there's so many things to talk about within this chapter. I just want to shout out another super chat that I missed out from Muhammad, $5 super chat. Thank you. Hopefully you're still here. But he says we need the 6 paths of Par for this chapter, which I do kind of like want to go back to, because with the chapter we get the reveal of Vegapunk's face before Shaka. Which is like, do you guys think we're gonna see Shaka's face?
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And now that we know that Vegapunk is Einstein, what's left for Shaka? What do you think Shaka's gonna look like?
I feel like he's gonna be fucking handsome.
Yeah, he has to be. He has that if they don't get Morgan Freeman to do his voice in the
it's Elon Musk.
That would be
bro.
kind of cool, like the OG Lunarian, bro. Like,
I don't want to hear Elon Musk, but yeah, the OG.
That was good. That was a complete joke. No, I think he's going to look more like possibly Dragon. That's just my vibe. I feel like he's gonna have like more of like a. I feel like I essentially want him to look more like one of the 3 sky races, either Birkenshandian or Skypian. I feel like it just makes the most sense that he would.
What if?
Oh, it doesn't make the most sense, but I feel like it would fit really well if he was.
A lot of people have said the idea that Shaka is Vegapunk's Seraphim. I've heard that coming out here and there. That's why he's still hidden. But what if Shaka is Dragon Seraphim? That'd be kind of cool. Like he's related to Dragon.
Broken as hell.
It'd be too strong. That would actually.
Not.
We don't know how strong Dragon is, but that'd be too broken.
Yeah,
he'd be the second strongest like sky person.
I like how you clarified sky person. Like,
yeah, I don't want to say all 3 of them again.
Like we have a top 30 for sky people only.
Yeah, but do you know who number 1 is though?
I know it's Wiper. All right, it's Wiper.
Just making sure.
Oh my gosh.
Sure.
I'm surprised you didn't call out your Rouge for that one, but
nah, your Rouge is right.
he's falling.
Wiper takes it.
Oh, Wiper takes it.
Okay, your Rouge has to be
Correct.
You know what? If the theory I was talking about with Kid and Rouge following each other, and I was talking about Kid possibly going to Elbath by accident and then meeting the man with the flames, which is Saul, who's on Elbath, it would make the perfect sense if we see Rouge on Elbath. And I'll give you another one. Because Vegapunk knows he's gonna die. And it's interesting that Shaka's saying it. It's interesting that Shaka was talking to. It's almost like Shaka's like they made it so like Shaka was the main one and that he was the one that was talking to Dragon, whereas the one that was with Luffy is almost like he's supposed to be like the head one, but he's like not. You know what I'm saying? Like how they make Shaka.
Maybe VP, the OG one, the one we see at the end, is actually lobotomized. Like what if we were right?
No,
100%. Shaka's like the OG now.
100% believe that. And I was saying that
he's the frontal
because of Vegapunk's power. Do you like? And I already talked about it. I think the Sharks are way too strong to stay together for the rest of the series. Where do you think they warp Luffy to? I think I 100% believe now he's gonna warp Luffy, Polly, Chopper, and Bonnie. Maybe all to the same place or all like in the separate. I'm gonna say all the same place just to like keep it easy. But I think Luffy gets warped for sure somewhere else.
I didn't think about that. Like meaning a parallel to Kuma's situation.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
That's an interesting thought. That does open things up because like you know, it might not be like a Saba Odi exact parallel where the Straw Hats were in demise, like they were suffering and need to escape. It might be that Vegapunk does as a last resort to protect them from like an onslaught of attack and just like whatever. So then he just transports. Oh no!
Hear me out. Go, Yeah.
They're not going
Luffy
to the moon.
gets-
Stop. They're not going to the
Oh
moon.
my gosh.
Stop.
Luffy gets ported to the moon, dog.
You guys saw that, right? You guys saw that?
That
I
would be
said,
nice. I would like that.
And I was just like, there is just no way this is
This
happening
son
right
of a
now.
bitch.
And then that's why Luffy comes down, and that's how Enel comes down with his army. Luffy's like, wait, what does he call? What does he call?
Burka? Wait, on the moon?
No, what does he call Enel?
Oh,
Earlobes?
yeah.
Does he call him
something-
earlobes?
I don't
I think
remember.
so.
I don't remember actually.
I can legitimate. Yeah.
I just want to point out to the chat that future set. I knew what Mosh was about to say. I had to stop it real quick. But
Hey, bro, but the thing is,
moon,
it makes
that
sense,
is
though.
a cool idea. That is a kind of. That doesn't make sense though. What would he do on the moon? It's a
Nothing. That's exactly. I'm saying like he would
just come back.
Exactly, and that's why Enel comes back is because Luffy's on the moon and needs to get
So
back.
your entire reason of sending him to the moon is to bring Enel back to the story. That's it.
Yes,
He can
the-
go back on the
he
story on
has
his
to.
own.
all right, the
He
two
has
reasons.
to come back.
Listen,
well, two reasons.
Enel
One-
can do it all on his own. He just turns into lightning and shoots down. He can literally.
But
do
why-
that.
but why?
But
But
he
why,
doesn't have a
Hussein?
reason.
Exactly.
Yeah, he doesn't have a reason to
What?
come back.
What
Like,
was
he's chilling
Luffy
on the
going
moon.
up there, dude, for the reason?
Because one, all the Straws just figured out that the city is from 900 years in the past,
Yeah.
not Luffy. I know, I mean, it's Luffy, so he doesn't really care, but Luffy always gets that kind of information regardless, right?
Yeah.
The Straws are split up for a reason, and I've been saying the Straws are too strong to just continue their path together seamlessly. It would make sense that whatever happens to Law, I think Law's already out, but now Kid has to be back in the story now because of the man with the burned scar. And then Oda literally just wrote it back that most likely the man with the burned scar is Saul, and he's on Elbath. And we know that Luffy wants to go to Elbath, but we know Usopp has to go to Elbath. And because they're split, I feel as though wherever they're gonna go is not the same. So it's not going to be the same area. We already have Bonnie's. Essentially, Bonnie's arc is going to conclude in the next couple of chapters because she came there to talk to Vegapunk. There's Vegapunk, and we're gonna get a lot of information from her. And we know that CP0 is on their way. And we know that it's almost like a 99% chance that Vegapunk is gonna die, and maybe all 7 of them are gonna die.
Yeah.
And Vegapunk in this chapter is like, "Oh, you're Dragon Son. I knew you'd come." And essentially, like, it could be a situation where Luffy would protect Vegapunk, but Vegapunk is also accepting his fate. You know, like I don't think Vegapunk wants to live at this point because he already said like, a person this smart can actually see their own future or their own demise. And he's like going to accept the fact he's gonna die and send Luffy away because if Luffy stays, there's this. If Lucci kills Vegapunk with Luffy there, Luffy stocks in the dirt. I don't care what you say.
This is fair. I want to
Okay.
throw something at you. I want to throw something. I was going to
What?
bring it up early in the conversation, but me and Sai talked about it. I brought it up on my collab with Sai. And if there's a devil fruit Vegapunk needs to recreate, it's Brooks. It's Brooks' devil fruit. Imagine he recreates Brooks. He has it right there. And the point about Brooks' devil fruit is that it requires like an insane amount of energy for it to stay in this realm. What did we just talk about? Insane amount of energy to maintain the soul here. And what and what did Vegapunk talk about? He talked about dying, bro. If we're keeping Vegapunk in the story, I think it's recreating Brooks' devil fruit somehow. Like it's kind of cracked that we have like he recreated the swim fruit, and now like we don't know what the limits are, but maybe that's why they separated Brook out, right? Maybe that's why, and then maybe that's why what you're saying, right? Like we have to send all these Straw Hats away to avoid these plot things, because like I'm gonna be sitting here questioning like if Vegapunk ever feasts his eyes on Brook, I bet he'd be like, wait a second, you're a skeleton that is here through the power of a devil fruit. All right, I'm gonna need to experiment on you. But the
How would he
problem,
lineage factor? If he says Afro, I'll go crazy.
yeah, that I was about to say. The thing is, he doesn't have blood, but He has hair. And is that why he still has the afro? It's to keep the fucking. That'd be crazy. I don't know. Like.
And to help you a little bit, right? For this Elbath, for this moon theory, right? So, like I said, Usopp has to go to Elbath, maybe, right? But if Luffy goes to the moon, he's now with Enel, who has direct ties to one Loki. If you think about it, right? And then remember my theory about the tree, about your Dristle tree that goes up into the
other realm thing.
Yeah. So him coming down, right, would make more sense because I feel as though like there may be some implications with Enel. Because remember, Enel says from Berka, but at the same time, Enel doesn't have any of the features from Berka. He doesn't have his wings, but he could have clipped them. Who knows?
Yeah.
But
Hardis
I remember I talked about
also from Berka and doesn't have wings.
Yeah. But remember, I said how like there may be split people, like how there may be like defects of certain people.
Right.
And remember, we've met Yarouge before, but Yarouge acts completely different than Enel. We met the priest. The priest acts completely different than Enel. Enel's like ideologies are like almost like foreign to every other Birkin that we've met till this point. And it could be a situation that his real homeland is more or less near the tree rather than where the original Birka that we know of is. And like him down, him coming down on the tree, he was like, oh, this is my home place, da 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 da. And then Luffy ends up going to Elbath because it's like right there.
Yeah, I feel like, jokes aside, I do think that Nell's coming back to the story, right? Like Oda brought back Crocodile. I think it's very anime shonen like to just bring back all the antagonists anyways. It's a question of when and why. And I think we can all agree we've heard of our boatload of theories of how does Enel come back to the story. I think the space-time warping one is kind of one of my favorite ones of like sending someone to the moon. That's a cool one. But does Luffy insta-die? Is that
no?
Is that what happens?
No. That's not One Piece.
Could you imagine Luffy pulling back up to the final war? Maybe he does stop at Elbath, pulling up to the final war on a flying ship, right? And you start raining automatas. It's like, what the hell is going on? And you see Luffy at the helm of the ship, and he just grabs Enel because he can grab lightning now, and he just chucks it, and he just starts. That's how the hell shit starts. He literally just throws fucking Enel to the ground.
Oh god. Memeing.
If Enel comes back in Elbath, like, you know how like there's a Loki, like what if there's a Thor? This lightning, bro. Like Enel is actually Thor, and we've been waiting for his return.
Yeah.
And Enel gets like another kingdom under his reign since he has the moon right now.
And then if
I mean, it's just a wacky theory, but I mean, I don't know.
Usopp gets like a Mjolnir or whatever, and then he like can command Enel. Because like Enel and Usopp had that weird standoff, right? Because Usopp was like fighting Enel to save Nami, but he thought Sanji was like there, and so he like stood in front of him, was like, "I'll fight you," and then he ran, and he did the Usopp tricks of whatever. I forget what the name of it was, the spell book, or Usopp spells. That's what he did. But it'd be crazy if he gets like a Mjolnir, and then like. Enel like tries to like zap him and he just goes like this, and then like Usopp actually can just fight Enel now. That'd be interesting.
It redirects it.
Yeah. Usopp is Thor. Yeah, I mean,
do you think Usopp gets a devil fruit at all in his weapon or himself?
So we talked about this in the collab. You know how the Jinbei thing had the Seraphim, not the Seraphim, had the wristband thingy with like the goo, and so we were saying that like that liquid might be sad liquid. We talked about it earlier with like Vegapunk might be allowing. So with the Seraphims, like sure, Jinbei could have this. The Jinbei Seraphim could have the swim fruit, right? But with the way that Vegapunk seems, it could make sense that he would like modulate the Seraphims and like kind of create a way to like swap out devil fruit. So right now he has a swim fruit, but maybe he could swap out that wristband and put on like the Gura Gura no Mi. Like we don't know, but it's like that thing is like what swaps it out. So what we were talking about is that might be what Usopp gets. Usopp might get, similar to the dials, a way to harness devil fruit powers for a limited amount of time, but like each one, and he would be the character that would be able to use a variety of devil fruit powers well, but there would have to be like limitations. Like there might be like, hey, like like he can't do multiple at once or something, or like doing one for a certain amount of time might be super strenuous on him or something like that. So it might be that in his like Batman tool bank or tool belt, he has like the swim fruit that he could just put on, and he uses that.
Well, I was saying maybe he doesn't even put it on himself. Like, essentially, like now we know that. I mean, it all depends if Senior Pink's alive or not. But you can like swap out in his Kabuto. Like maybe he's like able to you put Paramecia powers, Paramecia Logia, or Zone types in his Kabuto and like change them in and out.
Yeah,
essentially his plans are getting boring, bro.
Yeah.
He is. I want to shout out Voltageist. He was the one who put up the sad liquid thing in the stream that we talked about. And so then we just went off the riff on the last week's call, which is like, that's the fun stuff.
Somebody said nobody needs to go to Elbaf in the crew. It's just something for the readers.
Nah, Usopp definitely needs to go.
Yeah, it's literally Usopp's dream. What are you talking about?
It's part of
Usopp has been spouting this since like chapter 100.
Yeah, like he wants to be a brave sea of the pirate, like the giants, like on Little Garden. That's
and
what like
wants
really
to visit
sparked
Elbaf.
it. Yeah. So definitely at the minimum, Usopp, but then maximum, I would include Frankie there because he wants the Jewel Tree Atom, and that's from Elbaf. And he's like he made the Thousand Sunny. Who knows what he wants to do with if he has more Jewel Tree Atom on. Maybe we get a Mecha Sunny, right? Like the Jewel Tree Atom's super important. It's slept on for sure.
We get a Mecha Sunny.
Oh yeah.
After Air Force One, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and then also like Luffy, I think thematically it makes sense because they have the Winter Solstice Festival, Winter Solstice Festival, and Luffy's supposed to bring the dawn. So I think thematically it just makes sense. And then top of that we add Shanks being like Norse. The Elbaf is obviously Norse. I mean the characters, architecture, it's all related. And then like Shanks, Luffy, Elbaf, and then
the books of Ohara.
Yeah, the book. Oh yeah, now that the
Saul.
books, this chapter laid it down that I mean, we don't get a clarification of where the books are, but I think it's safe to assume that they're probably on Elbaf, right?
Well, Vegapunk said he visited Elbaf to read the books. Right?
Oh, did he say that? Okay.
Yeah. So there's literally books of of Ohara on Elbaf. So Robin would want to go there, not just for the books, but I mean Saul should be around that area.
Yeah.
So
and
there's a lot of reasons to go to Elbaf for the crew.
And
how
that's
many reunions? Yeah.
No, I was gonna say that's the main thing about Vegapunk. We inserted a limiter here, where it sounds like that the library is now redundant because Vegapunk has now downloaded all the I say downloaded loosely. I mean, obviously he read it all and inserted in his brain, but it's all in his head, and that is a limiter. We know that Vegapunk is going to die soon, but he says here, it's all in my head, and I've continued their research. So that's really important because we don't have a way of it. Like, there's probably no character, even if we include Frankie, that can possibly like download everything that Vegapunk knows. So we're gonna have a loss of information to a certain extent. That library is the jumping point from what a lot of what Vegapunk said, right? I've continued their research. So that library is important regardless if we have Vegapunk or not, because there's no way, even if Vegapunk lives, that it's not like Vegapunk's gonna join the Straw Hats and tell them everything. Even like we saw last time when that was a possibility, the Straw Hats are like, no, we're gonna figure out on our own with Rayleigh, right? Not that that's gonna happen in full flesh here. I imagine it's gonna happen to some capacity with Vegapunk, right? Vegapunk's like, I could tell you everything, and Robin's like, I can read, bro. Like, I'm gonna read the books myself.
Wait, but question, like, the books aren't in Poneglyph language though. They're just books.
No, they're just books, yeah.
Yeah, and the Marines are so illiterate that they didn't even.
So Frankie could literally just go by himself and like do it. You know, like he doesn't necessarily like, need Robin to do it. So how are the Giants not more advanced then?
So it's not
how
in
advanced the
Poneglyphs.
Giants are though. To be fair,
That's
but
also
then again,
desired.
they're like freaking Vikings though. So
Yeah, I would throw out on and say that it's not out of the question that the books couldn't be written in Poneglyphs, because that's the whole premise of the Oharans, that they learn the language. That would imply that they can also write it too. So
Yeah.
it could be that the books are written in another language, and then that would, that would be great for the Marines, because this chapter basically said they're so illiterate and stupid that they were just like, nah, the books, they're probably not important. Like, and yeah, it's kind of crazy, Yeah, Chin saying this is the most positive fake out death Oda gave us. Yeah. So how does it feel? We got the Will of D, we got the Will of P, and now we got the Will of O'Hara, with Saul living, right? Technically Saul is the Will of D, but how's that feel for you guys?
I think it's the best one. I feel like this is the one fake out death that feels justified, because there's a lot of precedent that like Saul would live through Kiji's ice, right?
Yeah.
Like we have the ice time capsule, we have Kuzan not killing anybody throughout the entire series. I feel like it just makes sense that Saul is alive.
Yeah.
Whereas characters like Pound should be 1000% dead, but I'm not Oda, so.
Yeah. What about you, Mosh?
I mean, you already know about my opinion. I thought he was alive before, so
Yeah.
finding confirmation is nice.
Yeah, I think the way it was done was interesting too, because it almost wasn't even the focus of the chapter that Saul was alive. It was like Saul being alive was kind of like in the background of it, and then the main part of it was Robin crying, but everything else like overshadowed it. Like we got, like when I was reading it, like I saw that we got Vegapunk's face reveal, and I kind of was just like, I don't got time for this shit. This is wacky as fuck. I don't got time for it right now. Like I gotta read this chapter, and the Saul being alive and Vegapunk's giant forehead were almost distracting for understanding like the gravity of what was happening here, which is like crazy, because like Saul being alive is so wild. Vegapunk having such a big forehead that he had to lobotomize himself. Obviously asterisks on lobotomize. I'm taking liberties with the word, but that's what it seems like. And then he put an apple on his head, which is even funnier. I wonder if that, like, I don't know. So many interesting things. But yeah, I think what time is it? We'll start wrapping up the stream, but we'll start wrapping up the stream by responding to the chat stuff. You guys see the chat, anything that popped out, read it out.
Better Call Saul.
Yep, let's do some of that. And then Cold Killer says that chapter was incredible. It definitely was.
So Senior Pink is dead, confirmed. Okay, what do you guys? Okay, so
Senior Pink not dead.
Do you
It's
think
not confirmed.
it's possible, right? That I think it's gonna be a Seraphim Kaido, and I think it's gonna be like a secret weapon they haven't used yet. That's just me personally. But do you think it's possible that they have like the lineage factor of everyone who's gone through Impel Down?
Yes, they should.
That would be kind of nice. Like, you know how they initiate you in like boiling water?
Yeah.
What if that's how like one of the ways they extract your lineage factor?
Yeah. I mean that makes sense to me. I mean, like, we have to figure out where and how, because like even Jinbei doesn't even seem like the kind of guy, like even as a warlord, to give up like DNA. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
Jinbei specifically.
Yeah, he wouldn't even give his blood. Yeah, right.
Yeah, like Jinbei specifically is that character where it's like when Jinbei realizes the Seraphim's existence, I'm so curious to know what his reaction will be. I think the stream is lagging a little bit, but it should fix up. I think we should be good overall.
Because I'm just saying right now, if we truly get a Ace Seraphim, I don't know how I'm gonna react, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you,
Kill
dog.
the kid.
Kill the kid. Would they be able to, like, would? And this is what I was talking about. This is what I was talking about before, like them seeing people they're not able to fight. Like if it's a Seraphim Jinbei, I think Luffy would still be able to beat the shit out of him. But if it's a Seraphim Ace, I don't think he's hitting him.
If it's a Seraphim Ace, I feel like the crew would feel responsible for wanting to kill it for Luffy before he even sees it.
If it's a Seraphim Ace, it has to. Okay, if it's a Seraphim Ace, this has to be the way they got it. They had to have gotten the blood from Marineford. Why I say that is but I mean, we were talking how they procured these things, right? The reason why I say it has to be that blood is because if the lineage factor is accumulative knowledge and experience, it'd be crazy if the Ace Seraphim had the experience of the Akainu situation, and then they have the salty run back. Lunarian Ace is kind of cracked, right? Because Like he has fire control, and the Lunarians have fire control, which we haven't seen yet from the Seraphims. Which is interesting. We haven't seen the fire control. So then an Ace Seraphim would make a lot of sense, because then that would be the one that would have the control over fire.
And the thing, okay, so what I already talked about Bonnie, and Bonnie being in this arc is very interesting because of her power, right? And being able to age. And it's constantly like, they just said like, oh, it's kid Jinbei. So one of two things. One, they could use Bonnie's power to age the Seraphims. And I just don't think the other Vegapunks know she's on the island yet. You know? No, because they split up and they haven't saw each other yet. So
here's another
I'm just trying to think like
limiting factor on the Seraphims Shin brings up. Seraphims are really expensive, so that could be the limiting factor here. As much as Jinbei Seraphim is fan fiction, it might be that the fan fiction ends because of money. You know what I mean? Like it could be something like that.
Yeah, but the thing is, they also wanted they made a Jinbei Seraphim, but the thing is, it could have been a situation where they made him when he was arrested in level 6 Impel Down, right?
True.
And it could be specific people they want. Like they had the 7 Warlords. The 7 Warlords were literally pirates that they wanted to fight for them, and it just so happens that Ace was one of those pirates. They offered him a spot to be a warlord, but he declined it. But he's still a very powerful pirate that they had custody of, and that's why I'm saying like possibly an Ace one is definitely plausible rather than a Whitebeard one, because Whitebeard was never captured. But a Kaido one is really plausible because it's fucking Kaido. Like, why wouldn't you literally make a Kaido Seraphim? And we just so happened that when Kaido was young, he was still like a beast. So now imagine a young Kaido tacked on with Lunarian durability, with Kaido's fighting experience, but also the capabilities of being able to control fire with whatever devil fruit they choose. Remember, he doesn't have to be a dragon. He can literally be any devil fruit they had in their capacity. So
yeah.
And he'd be an Oni too, so he'd have an extra race boost too.
Exactly.
I would just want to throw out there that like this all comes back to we all agree on this, Sai included, that
what's up?
If there is no Kaido Seraphim, Gorosei Marine's biggest L, bro. Like, what are we talking about? And then the second part being, well, Vegapunk, right? They already recreated his devil fruit, so like, why not make the Seraphim? Yeah. But the other part of it is, what we do know is that the Gorosei did specifically choose the warlords, like based, like they chose them specifically. And the reason why I bring that up is that I think that they're full well knowledgeable about the Seraphim project from the get, right? So like them choosing the warlords was for the reasons of the Seraphims, which goes back to the thing that we talked about earlier. If they really want to wipe the Lunarians, they can't be in the dark about what the Seraphim projects were, right? They can't be. They had to know that Vegapunk was making Lunarians.
Yeah.
So, I feel like the government knows they're out there, and even if Vegapunk know, I don't think it's like a crime to know that they exist. Because like even some of the beast pirates were like, hey, like they're looking for people with brown skin, white hair, and fire, right? Yeah. And black wings.
Bro, a Seraphim Kaido would be so fucking tough.
Yeah. Oh my Seraphim God. Kaido would probably be a favorite character. Seraphim Kaido would not disappoint. He's the true 1v1 champ, right?
Oh, like, he was. What I can definitely see happening is that Kaido being alive, but Kaido figuring out Luffy's Joy Boy. So people were saying that Kaido's gonna help Luffy. I think it's gonna end up happening, but like not in how we think it is. Like Big Mom and Elbath, I think that's gonna happen. I think Kaido possibly fighting like a Seraphim Kaido. It may be a situation where Seraphim Kaido is so strong it has to be King and Kaido to fight him.
Yo, people already made fan fictions about King and Kaido having kids. So like, Kaido Seraphim is essentially that. I mean, that's what people said when Boa, had the Seraphim for Boa came out. People were like, damn, so King and Boa, two of the hottest characters in One Piece, like Oda's straight making kids out of them. It's kind of wild. So
people say, wait, Kaido isn't OP when he was young. Did we read the same chapter, dog? What? They were saying that he was dropping bodies. That he got recruited to the Rocks Pirates when he was young. What are you talking about?
Yeah, Kaido was him. He was the most him of any kids in One Piece, I think. I think that's pretty valid to say. I mean, Big Mom is up there because Big Mom ate people, so like that's a little bit more of a a him move, you know.
Yeah.
But that's so far gone. That's like, you know, we don't like talking about Big Mom as a kid.
Yeah.
But Kaido, it's crazy.
Yeah. And I think when you look at it, I feel as though like it depends on like the age of the person, because like the Jinbei Seraphim looks like at least teens, whereas like Boa and Mihawk look like kids.
And then Kuma's like the oldest one.
Yeah.
Sure.
Since Kaido like is like in this 58, 59, so I think his Seraphim would be like 21, like around that age. And to be honest, since his Devil Fruit was created so long ago, it could have been a situation where he was the first one made. Like his Seraphim was the first one made. So he would be a little bit more. He'd be older, and we know that the Seraphims go through certain phases. Could be a situation where that one's like at the pinnacle of like have already gone through like all the testing, all the phases already, and it's like they're like secret weapon. But my question to you guys is like, what, since they gave Jinbei the swim fruit to like basically what's optimize like his ability, what Devil Fruit could you see the other Seraphims having, if they have any? And if we're talking about the Kaido one, what Devil Fruit do you think the Kaido one would have to like optimize him?
It's interesting because Sai pointed this out, that Senior Pink was apprehended, was taken in. So we kind of to keep it within the story, it'd be kind of like fruits that we know that the government had it passed through, which is a lot of fruits, to be fair, if we take into consideration like Impel Down and stuff like that. Kaido's fruit, damn.
I'm gonna give you my guess. So Aokiji got kicked out. So that's one OG gone. Kizu's lights are already used. If they're trying to make the strongest thing possible,
Green Bull.
imagine giving the Force Fruit. But no, they gave Kaido. If you can already clone, they can already clone Devil Fruits. They gave him Alkano's Devil Fruit. We already saw Kaido. Lunarians deal with fire. We already saw Kaido have a magma form. Well, what if he can literally deal with magma?
I was gonna say, give Kaido a Kainu's fruit. He lost to magma, ironically.
Yeah, that's what he said. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said Aokiji. Sorry.
No.
That'd be nice.
That makes sense.
I mean, we saw a hint of it when King was fighting too, so could be foreshadowing too.
Yeah. I'm more curious about the Buggy one. Buggy's
the Buggy Warlord.
Yeah,
Buggy would have Kizaru's fruit for sure.
You think so?
No, Mihawk would have Buggy's fruit. He'd be the ultimate swordsman.
Me.
He'd be the ultimate swordsman, bro.
That's crazy.
I would love the idea if one of the Seraphims had Buggy's fruit and they utilized it way better than he ever could.
Bro, think about it.
Like Buggy sees it and he's like, "Yo, like I can do that."
Yeah.
What is that ability?
Think about a Seraphim Mihawk with Buggy's fruit. He can cut anything but never be cut. Shit is tough, bro.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Oh, damn. What about Boa? What would Boa have?
Pillow Wasp says crocodile with Brulee's fruit could turn sand into mirrors with lasers. Well, crocodile Seraphim wouldn't have crocodiles like sand powers, right? That's what we're kind of saying here.
Yeah, I'm saying we're going on the basis. Yeah, go ahead.
We take out their normal one and we give them something that optimizes them differently.
Yeah.
And someone said maybe that's what Kaido's fruit was, like Momo's fruit was meant. It was meant for the Kaido Seraphim. That actually low-key makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
Now that I think about it. That's interesting.
I wonder if they're going to talk about why it's a failure too.
Maybe it would be so funny if the devil... Oh, wait. What if there's two ways? There's two results. Vegapunk either creates a Seraphim or a Devil Fruit. So meaning he failed in creating the Kaido Seraphim and instead it manifested as a Devil Fruit. That would be kind of interesting. Because that would explain it being a failure. That would eliminate Kaido's Seraphim because Kaido Seraphim solos the verse. Like a large part of it at the minimum. So, so you know, we have to give some reason why Kaido Seraphim doesn't exist. If Kaido's fruit being the failure is that he wanted to make a Seraphim, that makes sense. I like that.
Yeah. But that we have to have, if we don't get Kaido, we need Ace. That's all I'm saying. We need an Ace Seraphim. I need it.
hope
Interesting.
if Ace Seraphim comes back, I hope he puts a hole through him.
Yo, no, that is what I was gonna say. How awful would it be? Because that's why I wanted him to run it back with the Kainu and actually win. But like, imagine Oda hits us with it twice. Ace dies twice. Like this time he saves Sabo and he gets like hole punch. Like, oh no. How many people are gonna? Larry would quit. Larry would quit One Piece. He made quit. There's so many people I know would quit. They could not handle an Ace 2.0 hole, like Donut 2.0. That'd be crazy.
The memes would go wild though.
Garp would save him. Garp would save him.
Yo, okay, no, he would save a Seraphim Ace though.
Yes.
I don't think so.
Yes,
No.
he would.
Garp ain't dumb, bro. That ain't his
Yes.
kid.
He ain't. Garp is dumb enough to want to fight Okainu for killing Ace while he sat there while Ace is about to die. Yeah, I think he's dumb enough.
Hey. It was the final straw.
Nah.
Okay, guys, business plan right now. You know, like trendy, like, you know, we have the mochi nut, we have like a bunch of different things. If Ace Seraphim comes back and he dies by getting donutted, we make a figure 8 donut. We start a whole business. We sell it to One Piece fans around the world would love that, right?
I would even if that happens. I'm not even reading to find out what the One Piece is.
Damn.
We could have like to-go boxes where it's a donut inside, and then the outskirts of the box are like Ace or somebody else, and the donut's like right in the middle. It would be perfect.
God. I know I'm offending a lot of people in the chat, so let's switch topics right now.
Who cares about Ace though?
Everyone cares about Ace. Come on.
That's crazy.
But yeah, is there anything in the chapter do you guys want to point out before we start wrapping up? We have like 5 more minutes and then we'll
what
close
about
it out.
Seraphim Ace versus Blackbeard? Blackbeard wins.
No.
You know what the? Well, you don't think Blackbeard beats Seraphim Ace?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying I don't want to even witness that, bro.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say like hypothetical, right? Hypothetical. I feel like Blackbeard will win easy.
We'll give Blackbeard Seraphim. What does he get?
For a fruit?
Yeah, for a fruit.
The Hito no Mi model rat. I don't know. What the fuck? I don't know what Blackbeard would get.
Goku's Buddha fruit.
No. Okay. Going off of that, like that legitimately, I think that's his third Devil Fruit, or going to be his third Devil Fruit. But I like the idea that it's like the Davy Jones one.
You think?
Me too. Davy Jones is my favorite one.
Third fruit is gonna be the Buddha fruit.
I would like it, yeah, to counter Luffy.
I think Davy Jones is still my favorite Zoan for Blackbeard.
Yeah, I like that idea too. Like, but like I always thought like just because like Buddha, and then you think about Sun Wukong, like Sun Wukong never beats Buddha essentially. But then Blackbeard gets it.
Interesting.
Blackbeard is kind of godly.
Yeah.
Sturjoy, Politis. I fumbled that so hard.
What is that name? What are you trying to say? You mean Sturgios?
Sturgios. There we go. That's the one. Sturgios. It's late, guys. I apologize. It said Kaido's clone Devil Fruit was a failure because the user would die after the Devil Fruit was awakened. They didn't give it to Kaido Seraphim because they wanted the Seraphim. Also, Momo would die after his heroic climax. Interesting.
Momo ain't dying ever.
Yeah.
Momo ain't ever dying.
Hey, I just won a fantasy draft One Piece edition yesterday with Momo. Just gonna throw that out there. That was a fun call.
I didn't see it. I chimed in for like a couple minutes and I dipped out.
Momo just has good genes, bro.
He does have good genes. He's sturdy body.
Here's a good question. Jay Daniel. And despite our conversation, we didn't like truthfully get to this, but do you guys think the satellite Vegapunks are androids, or are they themselves like Kuma did to be controlled? So like,
I think they're androids.
Androids, Mosh.
I mean, especially if we're going with the lobotomized thing and they have brains, I feel like they all like kind of do their own thing. Like they're not being controlled by like Albert Einstein.
Oh shoot! Wait, are we saying that they're cyborgs with like parts like brains in them, like Kuma? It would make the most sense unless Vegapunk literally did split himself up, but that would more or less lean on like him having a Devil Fruit. So I can definitely see.
Wait, hold on, my headphone came out. What are you saying?
I could definitely see them being like a Actually, no. I'm going on the idea that they're all clones because of Judge.
Okay, so they're from the womb, from the
Yeah, because they can be like, oh, well, they're all different though. That's the only problem.
yeah.
We
they're
look at
interesting.
Pythagoras. Yeah. Pythagoras and Edison are robots. York isn't, but we don't know what Shaka is yet. Yeah, I would say they're cyborgs, man. Yeah, I'll go with that too. Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Makes the most sense.
android, cyborg, something like that, right? Definitely interesting. So let's see. All right, so we're hitting 2:28. We got 2 more minutes, 2:30. I think it's a fair time to close out. I think this was a very interesting conversation. Mosh added just the right amount of spice in between. I'm glad we walked out of the marine conversation because both of you guys have the craziest stuff regarding them, and I'm glad that the chat got to experience it. But I just want to thank the chat for being here, for tuning in to the Knock-Up stream, and this very healthy Milky Way stream that generally follows up after we get knocked up. And I just, I could, if Sai wasn't enough, I had to bring in Mosh for the double booty call. We
the fucking spit roast, yeah?
Yeah, we got cheeked up on a Thursday night. But here we are. Also, after Black Panther, I think this chapter was really, really great. I think, I mean, I don't normally do numbers, but Dax Sake came in here and said that this has to be like top 5 chapters of when he started reading weekly. What do you guys think about that? How did this chapter?
Can you repeat that?
Like Dax Sake said that this chapter felt like top 5 amongst chapters since he started reading weekly. Did this chapter have that kind of feeling for you?
God, no. It's a good chapter, but it's not top 5.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie.
Since I started reading One Piece, nah, bro, no.
Gotcha. Yeah, for me, no. What are you gonna say, Mosh?
No, I'm gonna say rated out of 10 for you.
I don't do 10s. 10s are hard, especially at a reactionary point. I have to digest this one. I think reactionary wise, this chapter had everything. It had comedy, it had lore, it had emotions, it had hype, it had ridiculousness of Saul, it had Void Century, it had future stuff, past stuff, it had I think besides like Zoro, Brook, and all that stuff, I think each character talked like brought an interesting element. We don't even have to talk about Einstein, that reveal, that kind of stuff. The correlation of splitting his brain post for the autopsy for scientific purposes, that being real lore and that being used as a theory here. Like we even got details on top of that. I think this chapter was very well crafted. Top 5 is difficult to say right now. Because what I will say is there are other chapters. I still think back to the Shanks chapter, right? That shit had my heart pumping out my fucking chest. Like, there's so many chapters that brought that peakness. So, this chapter is definitely really well made, though.
Like, it's hard to call it a top 5 chapter when we have Armaki's reveal, we have Kizaru's reveal, Akainu's reveal, Okiji's reveal, Fujitora's reveal. Like that's top 5 right there, right?
We have Wiper killing an L. Come on, dog.
Wiper killing an L.
And there you guys go.
We got some crazy things. Seeing
the agendas here. So before I do like the full closeout, just want to start off letting you guys shout out your stuff. So we'll start off with Sai. He's my frequent booty call, but let them know, Sai.
If you guys don't know who I am, my name is Par. I make theory videos on One Piece. If you want to check me out, make sure to go down below to the description, and you'll see my YouTube link, youtube.com/c/ParVision, and that's where you can check out my shit.
And if you guys don't know, after these calls, me and Sai hop onto a call every week, and we post up a collab on his channel, and we come up with some interesting sauce, I'm not going to lie. But we also have a special booty call guest today here, and it's one of my favorites. It's also the first booty call. My wife knows because I forget what it was. Like we gotta
frame it like that.
No, this is actual real life stuff. Me and my wife got our legal marriage. We were out like an Airbnb, and then Mosh calls me at like 1 a.m. And so at that point, me and my wife are gonna call, and I literally turned to my wife, I was like, "Yo, Mosh is calling me. Is it fine if I pick it up?" And she's like, "Yeah, go pick it up." And I was like, "All right, cool." And so it's like, it was literally like our wedding weekend, and like which is one of the nights me and Mosh just went off about One Piece stuff to like 4 a.m. So it's like actual factual like thing here. My wife is there saying too.
Yeah, he ruined the wedding day. I got you.
I'm not gonna talk about it. I'm not gonna talk about it.
You tossed the bouquet and Mosh was there right behind you.
Yeah, it was a fun
The football
time.
jeans kicking in.
But yeah, on top of that, Mosh, again, reiterating, first content creator that one reached out to me, but also I watched, so it was like a fanboying situation. I was like, oh my god, this guy liked my theory. Like it was like one of those things. And then when I started, he was like, yo, like this direction, YouTube, like all these things, like things to talk about. Mosh was one of the most instrumental people in the starting part of ParVision for sure. So Mosh, let them know where you are, how you are, and where to find you and that kind of stuff.
You guys aren't following your boy. Follow your boy on youtube.com/SYV. Don't forget the 2 other V's after that. But I'm mainly on TikTok for boy Mosh DMC, you know. But I appreciate all the kind words, part, and appreciate the night we had tonight. It was really enjoyable. I'm glad we got to finish it with our booty call.
Yeah.
I mean, our stream.
It was a lovely stream. We gave you quite the
indeed.
milky road.
Yep,
We
the
did.
Milky Road is crazy. Yep,
It was very healthy indeed.
very healthy. Got the protein, all the protein. But yeah, with that, want to thank all you guys. There's a lot of you guys still here at 2:30 a.m. That's crazy. And if I got knocked up, Sai got knocked up, Mosh got knocked up, you all got knocked up. Today was definitely Oda was in his bag. Oda, next time, bro, we gotta use a protection, bro. We gotta advocate for that next time. I wasn't ready for it because the way he started the chapter was so out of pocket, literally so out of pocket. He just straight up said the will of Ohara, and that already had my brain like mind blown. So again, thank you guys for tuning in. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Leave a like. If you guys aren't subscribed already, definitely do that. I got a few videos coming out. Major, if you guys haven't seen the Void Century video, definitely tune in. Also, Sai clearly hasn't watched the Pluton is a Cloud video. I would watch that one because these videos all relate to the current chapters, and I think they add a lot of fun to the conversations because it's like, you know, bringing in Mosh with the extra spice today with all the different thoughts, and you guys could see the logic line. How do we go from A to B to all the way to X, Y, Z? It definitely is way more fun, and this is like what makes One Piece a great time. So with that being said,